Farragut High School football is on the air. The presenting sponsor, Precision Garage Door Service. The game brought to you by the Mike Dyer Insurance Agency, Fisher Tire, Davis Abbey Carpet, Terry Jewelers, the Blair House, Citizens Bank, Knoxville and Lenore City, Valley Plumbing, LCUB Internet, by Shop Farragut, Miser Wealth Partners, the Shrimp Dock, Prime Insurance Group, and by Hearthside Bank Farragut. And now the voice of the Admirals, Eric Gearhart.
Good evening. Thanks for joining us, and welcome to another Farragut Football Friday night, presented by Precision Garage Door Service on West 105 and worldwide at WFIV.com, as the Admirals travel to Maryville to take on one of Tennessee's top teams, the 3-1 Rebels, who, after falling in a back-and-forth season opener at Alcoa 28-21, has reeled off 3 straight wins over West, Bearden, and Cleveland. To say the Rebels have been dominant would be an extreme understatement, as they've outscored those 3 most recent opponents 127-0 in the first half. So a tall task, obviously, for a Farragut squad which has struggled through an 0-4 start to the season. The Admirals have certainly faced stiff competition, but have had plausible second-half chances to pull out wins versus both Powell and Bradley Central. Last week's loss to Bradley in the region opener was undoubtedly a tough pill, but at this point, against this opponent, the only choice is to go back to work and battle each Friday as if your season, your high school career, hangs in the balance. No one is going to feel bad, much less sorry, for Farragut, and tonight's challenge is likely the biggest the Admirals will face in 2025. It's an opportunity for Farragut to make a statement. In the face of adversity and long odds, a chance to set the tone for the remainder of the season. Coming up later in our Farragut football pregame show, I'll be joined by the head coach of the Admirals, Jeff Courtney. But up next, we'll look back on last year's meeting between Farragut and Maryville, recap both teams' games from this past Friday, and run down all the other matchups across East Tennessee on this Week 5 of the high school football season. It's a Farragut Football Friday night presented by Precision Garage Door Service on West 105 and around the world at WFIV.com.
Boys, this is going to be a tough team to beat tonight. We have to stop their running game. You got to block them and stop them. That's kind of like my Michelin Cross Climb at 2 tires. I can stop in the rain, stop in the heat, stop in all kinds of weather. Just stop by Fisher Tire, and they'll fix you right up with the right tire for your car and budget. Fisher Tire is on Kingston Pike in Bearden, or west near the Pellissippi, and north on Broadway. Now get out there and stop them.
This is Derek Miser with Miser Wealth Partners. Are you still funding your 401k today? If so, you need to consider this. With our federal debt soaring past $35 trillion and the interest rate related to that debt now representing 1/6 of our federal budget, your retirement savings might not be as secure as you think. Don't leave your future to chance. Discover a wiser tax-free alternative today. Isn't it time you experience the Miser difference? Call Miser Wealth Partners today at 865-281-1616.
Welcome back to the Farragut Football pregame show on West 105 and around the world at WFIV.com as the Admirals take to the road to face region foe and perennial power Maryville. The Admirals and Rebels have met 25 times over the years, with Maryville holding a 22-3 lead in the series. However, the last 4 matchups have been very competitive contests, Farragut breaking through to end the 2023 season with a long-sought victory, 13-10, here at Maryville. These programs also met last year to finish out the 2024 regular season. The Rebels entered 8-1, while the Admirals were 4-5, but riding a 4-game winning streak. The Admirals rolled the dice early, successfully executing a fake punt on a 12-yard completion from upback Noah Haig to Harrison Smith, but could not sustain the momentum of the trick play and did actually punt the ball to the Rebels 4 plays later, Ryan McHugh with a 39-yarder down to the Maryville 11. The Farragut defense forced a 3-and-out, and the Admirals took back over, gaining field position on the exchange of punts at the Rebel 45. Farragut would convert 3 straight third downs, including an 8-yard touchdown pass from Corbin Hobson to H-back Aaron Heatherly, as the Admirals grabbed a 7-0 lead with 1:46 remaining in the first quarter. Maryville on its second possession would move into Farragut territory, but a fourth down pass was broken up by safety Landon Collins. The Admirals then sailed 59 yards, taking a 14-0 lead on a 22-yard burst through the middle by junior running back Charlie Noble. A quick 3-and-out for Maryville followed, and the Admirals then on the second play of the possession saw Corbin Hobson under pressure slide to his left and find Landon Collins 10 yards downfield. Collins broke away from two Rebels and then pirouetted beautifully to avoid a third defender, racing unchallenged the remaining 56 yards to the end zone, a 74-yard scoring play which put Farragut up 21-0 with 6:43 left in the second quarter. Trying to get on the board late in the half, Maryville moved into the red zone, but Grady Brown responded for Farragut with a tackle for loss and a sack on back-to-back plays, forcing a 44-yard field goal attempt, which hooked wide left. The Rebels emerged from the locker room a determined bunch to begin the third quarter, marching 80 yards with senior running back Price Davis scoring on a 1-yard plunge. On the second play of the ensuing possession, Hobson saw Robbie Jacobs break open downfield, but did not see Maryville's backside safety Andrew Smith. Thrown a little farther out in front of Jacobs, the play could have gone 76 yards for a touchdown, but Smith's interception gave the Rebels the ball at the Farragut 34. A pair of pass interference penalties preceded a nice back shoulder throw from Will Jones to Colton Faust on a 14-yard scoring strike, pulling Maryville to within 21-14 midway through the third quarter. The Rebels would tie the game on the first play of the fourth quarter, concluding an 87-yard drive with a 6-yard touchdown toss from Jones to tight end Julian Douglas. The dagger on the drive, a 72-yard hookup between Jones and Nolan White on the post. Needing desperately to stem Maryville's momentum, Farragut was only able to pick up a single first down before punting the ball back to the red-hot Rebels. Maryville would overcome both 3rd and 9 and 3rd and 11, piecing together a 77-yard drive, which culminated with a 4-yard touchdown run by Davis as the Rebels took their first lead, 28-21, with 3:35 to play. The Admirals, who had only 2 first downs since halftime, advanced the sticks 4 times, including a pair of third-down conversions as they moved from their 20 to the Rebel 12. But Farragut's season-long struggles in the red zone continued with an incomplete pass, a 2-yard rush, and 3rd and 4th down incompletions where Hobson was under heavy pressure. With a minute remaining, Maryville took over at its 10 and snapped it twice in victory formation to complete the 28-21 comeback win, a tale of two halves, the Rebels improving to 9-1, 5-0 in the region, while Farragut dropped to 4-6, a 4-game winning streak coming to an end as the Admirals finished 2-3 in the region, good for the number 4 seed. Back to this year, and Maryville is coming off a 3rd straight dismantling of an opponent. After falling just short at Alcoa, 28-21 to begin the season, the Rebels responded with a 48-7 win over West and a 56-0 triumph over Bearden in the region opener. The region run of opponents continued last week as Maryville traveled to Cleveland to take on a Blue Raider squad whose roster has been greatly depleted by the transfer portal. Maryville started quickly as new Rebel, senior transfer, Torrey Beaufort, following a 3-and-out by Cleveland, returned the Blue Raiders' punt to the 5-yard line. Senior running back Cohen Babley scored on the next play. Then, on the first play of the ensuing possession, a fumble by the Cleveland quarterback was recovered in the end zone for a touchdown by Rebel nose guard Mason Heltzel, staking Maryville to a 14-0 lead just a couple of minutes into the game. 2 Cleveland possessions later, an intentional grounding call in the end zone resulted in a safety. Following the subsequent free kick, Maryville added to its early advantage on an 11-yard touchdown pass, a halfback option, from Beaufort to Colton Faust. A 17-yard scramble for a touchdown by junior quarterback Will Jones early in the second quarter extended the Rebel lead to 30-0. Midway through the quarter, Jones hooked up with Max Sir on a 6-yard touchdown pass, and then late in the quarter, Jones found Beaufort on an 8-yard scoring strike, giving Maryville a 44-0 halftime lead. With the clock running continuously, the only points of the second half belonged to Cleveland as senior defensive back Emilio Green returned a pick six 35 yards, producing the final score of Maryville 44, Cleveland 7, The Rebels improving to 2-0 in the region and 3-1 overall, while Cleveland, in dropping its region opener, fell to 0-4 on the year. Farragut, meanwhile, opened region play last Friday, hosting the Bears of Bradley Central, a team bolstered by an influx of top players formerly at Cleveland. The first big play of the game was made by Bradley as outside linebacker Anthony Perez both forced and recovered a Charlie Noble fumble late in the first quarter. Set up at the Farragut 23, the Bears turned the turnover into points in short order, scoring on a 1-yard plunge by Wildcat quarterback Braden Carroll. The Admiral offense returned to the field, but again turned the ball over on its end when Tay Lindsey picked off Corbin Hobson, giving the Bears possession at the Farragut 24. Bradley capitalized once more, going up 14-0 on a second 1-yard touchdown run by Carroll. After going over on downs at the Bradley 27, Farragut got a much-needed takeaway when Luke Dinkle stripped Bradley running back Kenyon Phelps of the ball, the recovery made by Admiral defensive lineman Stephen Doubleday at the Farragut 38. With time winding down on the first half, the Admirals moved to the Bear 24, where Ryan McHugh booted through a 41-yard field goal, sending the Admirals to the break down 14-3. Farragut got a big stop to open the second half, stuffing a fourth down try at its 27. Initially, though, the offense could not build on the defensive stand, and after 3 plays, the punting unit was called upon. But the Admirals caught a break when McHugh's punt glanced off an unsuspecting Bear and was quickly recovered by Donovan Lloyd at the Bradley 46. A couple of plays later, while scrambling, Hobson found Aaron Heatherly over the middle, the Farragut tight end tearing away from defenders for a 46-yard touchdown, pulling the Admirals to within 13-10 with 3:43 remaining in the third quarter. Farragut continued to build momentum, forcing a 3-and-out and getting the ball back at its 30. The Admiral offense then marched to the cusp of the red zone, where Hobson fired over the middle to Max Garfield at the Bradley 10. But after making the catch, Garfield was stripped by safety Jaden Gray, the fumble recovered by outside linebacker Spencer McCooch at the 8. Soon thereafter, facing 4th and 2 at its 33, Bradley made the play of the game as Carroll popped through a hole on the right side and raced 67 yards for his 3rd touchdown. Carroll, as a Bear, proving to be every bit the thorn in Farragut's side as he was the year prior in a Cleveland Blue Raider uniform. A failed 4th down try in Farragut territory on the ensuing possession then set up Bradley's final points, a late 27-yard field goal by Noah Canales, as the Bears improved to 3-1 overall, 2-0 in the region with their 24-10 victory. The region opening loss for Farragut dropped the Admirals to 0-4 on the season. In last week's other games involving Region 2 6A teams, in non-region matchups, Oak Ridge improved to 4-0, defeating Dobbins-Bennett 33-7. Hardin Valley lost at West Ridge 35-18, evening the Hawks record at 2-2, and Bearden dropped to 0-3, suffering a 35-0 shutout versus Science Hill. Tonight in Region 2 6A, in addition to our matchup with Farragut visiting Maryville, it will be Oak Ridge entertaining Cleveland, Hardin Valley hosts Bearden, and outside the region, Bradley Central welcomes Red Bank. As for Region 1 6A, Morristown East is at Dobbins-Bennett, while outside the region, West Ridge plays at Daniel Boone, Science Hill hosts Cocke County, and Jefferson County travels to Mount Juliet. In other games around East Tennessee, beginning with Class 1A's Region 1, last night Jellicoe made the 3-hour trip to Hampton, only to suffer a 48-0 beating. Tonight, Unaka entertains Hancock County, Cosby calls on North Green, while outside the region, Cloudland travels to Middlesboro, Kentucky, and Sunbright welcomes Oakdale. In Region 2 1A, Oliver Springs visits Greenback, Coalfield calls on Midway, and the longest uninterrupted rivalry in the state is renewed as Rockwood hosts Harriman, the 106th all-time meeting. Meanwhile, outside the region, Wartburg welcomes Cumberland Gap. In Region 3 1A, Lookout Valley visits Whitwell, while outside the region, South Pittsburgh plays at makes the trip to Tellico Plains, while in non-region affairs, Polk County is at Meigs County, and Eagleton Academy welcomes West Green. In Region 3-2A, Bledsoe County entertains York Institute, and in non-region games, Monterey is at Red Boiling Springs, Grundy County travels to Pickett County, and Marion County hosts Chattanooga Prep. Turning to Class 3A, in Region 1, Gatlinburg-Pittman entertains Pigeon Forge, Johnson County calls on Claiborne, while outside the region, Unicoi County visits Happy Valley, and Chucky Doak is at South Green. In Region 2-3A, Sweetwater calls on Kingston, Scott makes the trip to McMinn Central, and outside the region, Austin East entertains Brainerd. In Region 4-3A, Sequatchie County plays host to Cascade. Moving to Class 4A, in Region 1, Granger visits Northview Academy, Volunteer travels to Seymour, Elizabethton calls on Cherokee, and Greenville plays at Sullivan East. In Region 2-4A, Fulton hosts Heritage, Alcoa entertains Union County, South Doyle is at Gibbs, and Anderson County calls on Carter. In Region 3-4A, Signal Mountain makes the trip to Sequoia, while in non-region matchups, Loudon hosts Stone Memorial, Eastridge welcomes Chattanooga Central, and Hickson visits Warren County. Shifting to Class 5A, in Region 1, Sevier County hosts David Crockett, and outside the region, Tennessee High crosses town to renew its rivalry with Virginia High after a 5-year break in the series. Tonight's contest, the 111th between the Bristol schools. In Region 2-5A, Powell calls on Carnes, Central hosts Clinton, West travels to Campbell County, and Halls welcomes William Blount. In Region 3-5A, Soddy Daisy is at McMinn County, Walker Valley visits Ottawa, Lenoir City travels to East Hamilton, while outside the region, Ray County hosts Lakeway Christian. A couple of games not yet mentioned, Howard hosts Cumberland County in a matchup of independents, and Tyner entertains Marshall County. Finally, in Division II, last night, Grace Christian defeated Webb 70-40. Tonight, Boyd Buchanan is at Chattanooga Christian. McCallie hosts Mission Viejo, California. Baylor travels to Christ Presbyterian Academy. Notre Dame welcomes Providence Christian. Catholic entertains Montgomery Bell Academy. And Christian Academy is in Chattanooga to take on Silverdale. Here at Maryville, it's the Admirals with the tall task of trying to secure win number 1 of the season against one of the top teams in Tennessee. Just ahead, we'll get a look at tonight's likely starters when the Farragut Football pregame show continues on West 105 and online at WFIV.com.
Fantastic customer service, a knowledgeable team, expert craftsmen, and so many 5-star reviews. Hi, I'm Rick Terry with Rick Terry Jewelry Designs. My family and I have been serving West Knoxville and Farragut for well over 30 years. If you've never checked us out, please do. Better yet, come see us for yourself. On the corner of Kingston Pike and Campbell Station Road, look for the topiary of the Big Diamond Ring. Rick Terry Jewelry Designs, we want to be your jeweler. A proud sponsor of Farragut Football.
Back here at Maryville as our Farragut Football pregame show continues as the Admirals and Rebels getting ready for a Region 2 6A matchup. And Maryville comes in with a record of 3-1. Farragut, meanwhile, 0-4. The Rebels are 2-0 in region play, while the Admirals falling last week to Bradley Central 24-10 in their region opener. Let's get you a look at tonight's starting lineups. We'll start with the Farragut offense, and up front at left tackle, it'll be number 67, M.J. Keener, a senior. At left guard, number 50, Luca Hoffer, also a senior. Centers, number 62, Will Zooks, a senior. Right guard, number 70, Michael Julian, a senior. And at right tackle, number 52, Bryson Bassett, senior. Bassett will be one of tonight's game captains for Farragut. At the tight end position, it's number 45, junior Aaron Heatherly. He had his first touchdown catch of the season last week against the Bears of Bradley Central. Totaled 3 catches for 48 yards. Last year against Maryville, Heatherly had 1 catch, made it count. An 8-yard touchdown reception for Heatherly, again, who is a junior this season. As for Farragut at the wideout positions, Farragut will have number 2, Johnny Jacobs, a junior. Jacobs with 4 catches on the season, averaging 12.5 per reception. In the slot, number 7, Ethan Farragut is a junior. 4 catches last week against Bradley Central for 29 yards on the season. Farragut's leading receiver with 17 receptions, along of 26, averaging 7.8 per catch. Number 10, Max Garfield, a senior at wideout as well. 10 catches on the year for Max, averaging 11.7 per reception, 1 touchdown, along of 27 last week against Bradley. He caught 4 passes for 37 yards. The quarterback will be number 3, Corbin Hobson, 6'2", 215, a junior. Last week versus Bradley, he was 17 of 27 for 175 yards, a touchdown, and an interception. And I thought at times Corbin did the best job we've seen this season of keeping his eyes downfield, having to leave the pocket under heavy pressure from A.J. Westfield pretty consistently throughout the game. And again, was able to find Heatherly, for instance, on the touchdown when he left the pocket, and also hit Max Garfield down inside the 10-yard line on what could have been a big drive in the fourth quarter, but that too was when he had been flush from the pocket. So Hobson definitely seeing some growth and some positives. Last year against Maryville, he was very solid, 15 of 26 for 216 yards, 2 touchdowns and an interception. This season, 58% completion rate for Hobson, 454 yards passing, 2 touchdowns to 3 interceptions. He's also got a couple of rushing touchdowns. In the backfield, it'll be number 14 at running back, Nathan Jacobs, a freshman. 24 carries for 63 yards last week against Bradley. He's averaging 3.2 yards per rush, 1 touchdown this season. He's also caught 1 pass. Charlie Noble has the next most carries as a running back for the Admirals, 26 for 112. That's 4.3 per rush, along of 15. He's also caught 5 passes. He seems to be the preferred running back to utilize in the passing game. Noble, a senior. We'll also probably see Carter Collier, perhaps Logan Wright, a pair of sophomores at running back for Farragut. Of course, the place kicker is Ryan McHugh. He's a senior. The holder is number 16, Noah Haig, and the long snapper, number 93, is Coleman Parrish. For Maryville defensively, up front at in number 52, Ryan Henry's a sophomore. The nose guard, number 99, Mason Heltzel, is a senior. He had a scoop and score last week against Cleveland. And really the standout up front for Maryville is number 11, the senior Max Sir. At the inside backer positions for Maryville, it'll be number 20, Mason Ball, a senior, and number 27, Dax Cole, a junior. The outside backers are good ones. Number 44, Wyatt Wilbur, a junior, and number 2, Jackson Rutledge, a senior. Cornerbacks, number 8, Ivan Vananda, a senior, and opposite him, number 6, Colton Faust, a junior. And the back line of the defense for Maryville, the safeties are a couple of good ones, in particular Andrew Smith, a senior, number 17. He had an interception last year against Farragut and had 3 picks in a game earlier this season against Bearden. Also at safety, number 14, Chase Tucker, is a junior. Maryville's defense allowing only 8.8 points per game. They've got a couple of defensive touchdowns and a safety. They also got a pick 6. Well, they have a pick 6, a scoop and score, and also got a scoop and score on a fumbled punt snap. So consider that a special team score. But Maryville defense has been stingy, to say the least. 5 takeaways plus the 1 on special teams. And so their turnover margin +3. Meanwhile, Farragut, its turnover margin is -4. And the Admiral offense struggling, as the 0-4 record would indicate, scoring on average just 11 points per game, 221 yards, 93 on the ground, 128 through the air. Looking at the other side of the lineup sheet for Farragut defensively, it'll be Stephen Doubleday at defensive end, number 36. Stephen had 5 hits against Bradley last week, 3 tackles for loss, 2 sacks, forced a fumble, had a recovery and a pass broken up. So outstanding game from the senior defensive end. At nose guard, number 14, Jackson Plumley, 200-pound senior, and at defensive end, number 99, Owen Petoskey. We selected him our player of the game last week after he had 7 hits, 4 tackles for loss, plus a sack. Petoskey, a 240-pound senior, is 4th on the team with 26 hits, 7 tackles for loss, and a couple of sacks. At the inside backer positions tonight, it's going to be number 40, Caden Renfro. So Colt Brooker out with a sprained MCL that resulted from the Upperman game. And then Fletcher Haddad filling in not only at Upperman, but last week against Bradley. Then Fletcher goes down with a hip injury, so now it's Caden Renfro stepping in. Renfro, number 40, 5'8", 185, a junior. He's joined at the inside backer position by Connor Paris, number 20. He's Farragut's leading tackler on the season. Paris, 5'11", 200, a senior, 35 hits. He's broken up a pass. Last year against Maryville, Connor had 5 hits, including a tackle for loss. The star linebacker, Noah Haig, is number 16 on your Farragut roster, 5'11", 195, a senior. The jack linebacker, oftentimes up on the line of scrimmage, number 8, Luke Dinkle, 5'9", 170, a junior. He had 5 hits last week against the Bears, tackle for loss and forced a fumble. So Dinkle has also blocked a punt this year, broken up a couple of passes, and has himself a sack as well as 3 total tackles for loss. At cornerback, it'll be number 13, Anderson Glover. Glover, a sophomore. And opposite him, number 83, Sean Raines, getting his first career start, 145-pound, 5'9" junior. Raines starts at corner tonight for the Admirals. At weak safety, it'll be number 0, Mason Apolategi, a junior, 8 hits and a tackle for loss last week against Bradley. Second on the team with 31 total hits. And then Harrison Smith is the free safety, number 1 on your Farragut roster. 8 hits last week against Bradley versus Maryville a year ago, 11 hits. He's third on the team with 28 total tackles this season. Farragut defense allowing on average 29.8 points, 354 yards, 176 on the ground, 178 through the air. The Admirals have got 2 takeaways plus 1 on special teams. Again, Farragut's turnover margin is -4. Looking at the Maryville offense, left tackle will be number 55, Brody Smith, a senior. Left guard, number 55, Gabe Skeeto, a junior. Center is number 70, Nick Hinderlight, a senior. Right guard, number 66, Landon Marcus, a junior. Right tackle, number 56, Nash Dennett, a senior. At tight end, it's number 21, Hudson Jamerson, a senior. J.T. Allen, the sophomore, will will be in at that position as well from time to time, or in a 2 tight end set. And sometimes down on the goal line, they'll go with 3 tight ends, at which point Max Sir checks in, and he seems to be a preferred target in those situations, having caught 2 touchdowns. Wide receiver, number 1, Torrey Beaufort. Beaufort, formerly at Bearden, a senior, playing for Bearden last year. He had 6 receptions against the Admirals for 83 yards and a touchdown. He has been a jack of all trades for the Red Rebels this year. 1 rushing touchdown. So he'll line up in the backfield. Of course, more oftentimes he's a wideout. He's got 5 touchdown receptions, and then last week also threw a touchdown pass on a halfback option. The other wideouts, Colton Faust, number 6, is a junior, 6 catches for 55 yards, including a touchdown in last year's matchup with Farragut. He's got 2 touchdowns this season. And also number 88, Julian Douglas, a junior, 1 catch against Farragut a year ago. It was a 6-yard touchdown. Grayson Myers will factor heavily in the receiver rotation for Maryville as well. He's a senior, number 18, with 1 touchdown reception this season. The quarterback is number 5, Will Jones, a junior, 11 touchdowns to just 1 interception, 2 rushing touchdowns for Jones this season. Against Farragut last year, 13 of 22 for 209 yards, 2 touchdowns, and he ran the ball 9 times, gaining 26 yards. The running back is 0, Cohen Babley, a senior. He's got 2 rushing touchdowns, 2 receiving touchdowns, and Maryville's got a stable of backs. Of course, they've won some games in very lopsided fashion, so a lot of young men have gotten to carry the football for them, but it looks like Ty Tomberlin's probably the first man in to relieve Babley. Tomberlin is a junior with 1 rushing touchdown this season. Jamerson is the place kicker. The holder is Babley, and the long snapper, Nick Hinderlight, on field goals. On punts, it's Max Sir handling long snap duties for Maryville. Hudson Jamerson, also the punter, just as Farragut will probably have Ryan McHugh not only handling place kicking duties but punting duties as well, although we may see Julian Melendi in that role. But again, the long snapper for Farragut, both punts and field goals, Coleman Parrish. So that's a look at the starting lineups. Let's welcome in quickly Brett Clendenin and Tyler Carr. And gentlemen, obviously big challenge tonight. Farragut's played a brutal schedule, and it gets no easier.
Yeah, not a lot to say. Obviously a tough opponent. Trying to avoid, obviously, going 0-5. We've had some magical times here, right? Played some tough games. Obviously, Coach Eddie Courtney's last game was a win over Maryville, which was a really special day. We played them tough before. Obviously disciplined football. Obviously, we've got to win the turnover battle. I don't think there's any debate on that to have a chance at the win. But need some positive early, Tyler. I think you got to have some confidence, and you got to have some things go your way in the first quarter.
I mean, you've got to come out swinging. I mean, you're probably looking at Farragut being the underdog on the paper right now. If there was a betting window for high school sports, I'm sure that they would probably be getting a lot of points right now. But the Admirals, you got to come out swinging and just sort of hope that one of those blows lands. And really, is you've talked about it a lot of times here, Brett. Man, it's that managing the last 4 minutes before you go into half, that first 4 minutes coming out. I think that it's also imperative that you manage that first 4 minutes of the ball game. If you on kickoff return, it's securing the possession, making sure your offense gets the ball, and nothing funky happens on that. And this place right here, like, you walk in, you see the state championship banners to your right when you walk in the stadium from where we're sitting. They're out here in the red and black. This is what high school Friday nights are all about right here coming into the stadium.
It's a great setting for high school football. Appreciate the good folks here at Maryville hosting us as a lot of construction around the stadium.
Yep.
And so, kind of scurrying to find parking spaces and such, but we were well taken care of and certainly appreciate the hospitality. You guys have basically hit on one of the key points that I was going to bring up, and that is just how good Maryville has been in the first half and how oftentimes this year, or how consistently this year, Farragut has fallen behind in the first half. And so when you look at what Maryville has done in the last 3 games in wins over West, Bearden, and Cleveland, they've outscored those 3 teams 127-0 in the first half. So the games have been over at halftime. They've been able to put it on cruise control. And so it's a little warmer night tonight. In fact, it's probably the warmest night we've had, although getting into the season almost to the midpoint, the sun is setting earlier, so it will cool off more quickly. You wonder a little bit about the heat because we've been blessed with mild temperatures through the first 4 weeks. But then again, Maryville really, again, except for that Alcoa game in the opener, they haven't played a complete game with their starters.
Yeah, when you think about a champion, you really think about a team that doesn't beat themselves. You talk about a program that doesn't beat themselves. You're going to have to earn it, right? You're going to have to earn everything. They're going to make you drive the field. They usually win the penalty battle, right? They usually win the turnover battle. You're going to have to find a way to win the turnover battle, and you've got some guys playing both ways. But this obviously, even if it's been a tough start to the season, you got to be so excited to have an opportunity to go out there and lay it on the line for the Admirals.
Could really set the tone for the second half of the season, the performance tonight. Right. That's the way you got to look at it.
Win or lose, right?
Yeah, absolutely. So that's a few thoughts from Tyler and from Brett and myself. Let's get some thoughts from Coach Jeff Courtney on the other side of this 30-second break as our Farragut pregame show continues here on West 105.
Whether you're cheering on the home team or building your dream home, David's Abbey Carpet and Floors has you covered. From engineered hardwood to luxury vinyl, elegant porcelain to natural stone, David's has the winning design for every room and a championship team ready to help you score the perfect floor. Locally owned and proud to serve our communities from locations in Farragut, Maryville, and Pigeon Forge. Visit David's Abbey Carpet and Floors in-store or online today, where the Admirals shop for floors.
Welcome back to the Farragut Football Pregame Show on West 105 and online at WFIV.com as the Admirals head to Maryville this evening for a Region 2 6A showdown with the 3-1 Rebels. Farragut enters the night 0-4, having dropped last Friday's region opener to Bradley Central 24-10. I'm pleased to be joined at this time by Farragut head coach Jeff Courtney. And, Coach, turnovers almost always loom large in a game, but there are occasions when they're especially costly or pivotal due to when or where they occur. Last Friday versus Bradley, a largely even game statistically, felt like a textbook example of turnovers coming at just about the worst possible times and on parts of the field, too, that kind of compounded the detrimental effect.
Yeah, you got to give Bradley credit. We were able to force a couple turnovers ourselves, but they really made it challenging for us as an offense, and they did a good job getting the ball out. And you're right. Anytime you have 3 turnovers or you lose the turnover margin, you're probably not going to win anyway. But it was just compounded by the fact, the first one was on the minus 23-yard line. It gave them a short field, a short drive. They scored 7 points. The second one, again, was interception return down inside the 25. Again, another short field, short possession. And then the last one there, when we had a chance to try to take a lead and take control of the game, then their kid made a good play at poking the ball out of our receiver's hands. Then that led to the fourth down play where they kind of put us away there. So all three of their turnovers led to 21 points. And, you can say where the last one was, it kind of took points off the board for us. So, yeah, big difference in the game for sure. It's something we preached this week, to get better at, take care of the football, and defensively continue to make strides to get the ball out for ourselves.
On the positive side, third down, which had been an issue for Farragut on both sides of the ball through the first 3 weeks, that was markedly better last Friday.
Yeah, I thought we did a little bit better job in execution. I thought we did a little bit better job in protection. For the most part, we were pretty simple, but I felt like we found a few things in the run game that could supplement what we needed to do. Then a couple times just about making plays, critical block at the point of attack on the play side or even on the backside cutting off, or just being able to get separation and get open and make a catch. Johnny Jacobs made a couple of sliding or diving catches there on third down. So I thought we did a better job this week. It's something we've always worked on. Our Wednesday practice is primarily all red zone, situational, third down, fourth down. And so it's just something I felt like we've worked enough at it that we should be seeing better results at it. Defensively, the same thing. Defensively is their best night getting off the field on third down. They really got some critical stops there when we needed it.
We selected Owen Petoskey as our player of the game last Friday after he made 5 negative yardage stops, including a sack from his defensive end position. I know the staff had high expectations for Owen coming into the year. How would you assess Owen's play, Coach, through the first 4 weeks?
Yeah, just phenomenal, just kind of what we would hope for. He's been really disruptive. When he's not making the play himself, he's been able to create enough disruption and penetration to where the offense has to, or the running back or whoever, the quarterback gets moved off the spot or the running back gets taken off his aiming point, and it allows other people to freeze him up to make plays. But he's been very productive himself. I told him, in the offseason, you've got the makings of an all-state player, and he's a great leader. He carries himself with the right mindset to where he's a humble, hard-working kid. And he's been a good player around here for a couple of years. And so I'm excited just to see him be able to have some big moments here in the senior year going out.
Turning to tonight's opponent, the Maryville Rebels, they've been most impressive in all 4 of their games in all phases. Looking at Maryville offensively, they always have outstanding quarterbacks, but Will Jones, coach, might well be one of the most accurate passers the Rebels have had over the years.
Yeah, he certainly is experienced. He's a really good football player. You can tell he has mastered what they want to do offensively. As you said, accurate. He makes plays with his feet. He looks very comfortable, very confident, and really in all 4 games, as you said. And so, he's a tough challenge. We've played good quarterbacks this year so far. I don't know that we've played somebody like Will Jones that has just such a command of what it is that they're trying to do and go out there and execute it at a high level all the time. And so that's kind of what their MO has been around for a while. And he's certainly a great player and has had a good career. And, we still got to deal with him for 2 more years.
The addition of Torrey Beaufort to the Maryville offense and return teams certainly takes their big play potential to another level. What's the key, Coach, to keeping Beaufort from having a field day as he did with 4 touchdown receptions against West?
Yeah, maybe you just got to mix it up a little bit. You can't just solely focus on him, because the Faust kid is capable of being just as dynamic, and they got a big tight end that gets a lot of targets. And so, you can never just solely focus on one guy when you're playing Maryville's offense. So we got to know where he's at, certainly. We got to be able to know where he's at in the return game. Obviously, he's someone we don't want to give a whole lot of opportunities for returns in the special teams game. He's just somebody we got to always know where he's at.
Defensively, Maryville hasn't allowed a first-half point over the last 3 games. What stands out to you, Coach, at each level of the Rebel defense?
Their speed and athleticism. They've got a few guys back. They don't have as many returners back on defense as they do on offense. But, they all seem to they all run well. They tackle well. They don't make a whole lot of what I've seen in the last 3 or 4 weeks is they're allowing the offense to just kind of do what they want to do and just keep everything in front and then rally and play with speed and get to the ball and create stops that way. They created a couple of turnovers, but about like us, not as many as they probably would have wanted. But they're banking on you having to try to drive the field on them for multiple plays and long drives and try to execute and stay patient over the course of a long series. And so they've been good offensively enough to where they've not had to do really much anything else on defense other than play that way because they've been up 2 and 3 scores early in the ball game. So, we got to be able to play well offensively and defensively along with special teams in this game to make it all work and fit together.
Yet another really strong opponent that Farragut faces tonight. Maryville always so sound in all areas. How do you feel, Coach, about the team's preparation and approach this week and what have been the primary points you and your staff have tried to stress?
Well, I think we've had a really good week of practice. I think we've had, last 2 or 3 weeks have been really good as far as just our preparation goes throughout the week. Our kids are resilient. We came in early Wednesday morning and practiced before school. We had a bit of a different schedule where kids were having a half day and got out of school at noon, and that was probably our best practice. The kids were rolling in here. They had the music cranked up in the locker room about 5:45, and we got out on the field about 6:30, and so I thought we've had a good week of practice. We've done things, gotten better each week. We've not collectively put it all together yet in all 3 phases at all the same time, and so. But you've seen our defense make strides. Our offense has made some strides. Kicking game certainly has got to continue to be a strong point. We're positive that we're making those improvements to see a better performance out there on Friday nights.
Well, Coach, I thank you so much, and as always, I wish the Admirals the very best tonight.
Thank you, Eric. We'll see you over there, and go Admirals.
That's Farragut head coach Jeff Courtney sharing his thoughts in advance of tonight's Region 2 6A battle at Maryville. Just ahead, we'll have the coin toss and opening kickoff. It's a Farragut Football Friday night, presented by Precision Garage Door Service on West 105 and around the world at WFIV.com.
WFIV 105.3 FM, Loudon, Farragut, Lenore City. You're listening to West 105.
This is Leanne for Valley Plumbing. We are a local family-owned plumbing company specializing in water heater repair and replacement, clogged drains, broken pipes, and most importantly, taking care of you, the customer. We service all of West Knoxville, Loudoun, Blount, and Anderson counties. We offer same-day service, and we want to be your first and your last call. Call us at 213-3360, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, or visit valleyplumbingtn.com.
You never think about your... So we can turn into
oh my, wow.
Precision Garage Door Service, the name you can trust.
All right, so our captains are headed out to midfield. We appreciate you joining us for another Farragut Football Friday night as we're approaching kickoff. The coin toss about to take place. Dusty, if you could let Tyler know if we continue to have problems with our connection, we'll try to remedy that. I don't know what the bugaboo is week after week, but Farragut in its road white with the navy pants, gray stripe outlined in white. And tonight the Admirals game captains will be Bryson Bassett representing the offense, Harrison Smith the defense, MJ Keener the special teams, and Ian McClay representing the scout team. As for Maryville, they are represented by number 37, that would be Rudy Mendoza. Number 52, Ryan Henry. Let's see, coin toss looked like the indication was that Farragut wanted and deferred. Let's see. Well, Maryville's going to be receiving the ball, and looked like maybe the indication there from the official was that Maryville won the toss and elected to receive. But the other game captain tonight for Maryville is number 48, Kevin Lawson. So Maryville in its home red jerseys with the white numerals outlined in black. They've got the black pants with the red stripe down the leg outlined in white. Again, Farragut in the classic road look, that I like so much with the white jerseys and the navy pants. And so Farragut will be kicking off to get our ball game started. And appreciate you joining us, whether in the greater Knoxville area on FM 105.3, West 105, or around the world, WFIV.com. You can also go to YouTube and just look for the 105.3 WFIV page on YouTube. So we are just about set for kickoff, and I'm told we're having technical difficulties, so we will try to get those straightened away here momentarily as Ryan McHugh will kick it away.
Ryan McHugh setting up to kick off, going left to right for the Admirals. Eric's over there fiddling with things, so I'm going to try to let him focus for a second. Meanwhile, you've got the ever-dangerous Beaufort back deep for the Rebels.
Yeah, Beaufort is a handful in the return game. Big punt return against Cleveland early last week set Maryville up at the 5-yard line.
And I'm guessing that's at least 8 touchdowns on the year for Beaufort. As it is now that time of the evening. It's 7 o'clock on a Friday night, ladies and gentlemen, and football is in the air, and here come the Rebels from the goal line.
Full speed ahead as Beaufort from the goal line to the 20, to the 30, breaks out of there, comes near sideline 35-40. He's in the open, one man to beat. That would be Ryan McHugh, and McHugh will hold him up and get him down as Farragut from behind has Logan Wright making the tackle, but not until Beaufort takes that kickoff at the goal line and returns it into Farragut territory at the 37-yard line. So Beaufort ever dangerous, the transfer from Bearden, and he gets Maryville off to a strong start as they will scrimmage in Farragut territory from the 37.
Yeah, no heights and weights on the what position they play on the rosters,
no.
But Maryville's got good size, I'll tell you that. They look fantastic, and a heck of a return there by the electric Beaufort on the opening play.
Give mad props to Ron McHugh for stepping in there and slowing him down and letting the rest of the Navy get with him.
Yeah.
As Will Jones is set to take the opening snap for the Rebels at the Farragut 37-yard line.
And here comes the wind.
Yeah, here comes the wind out here in our open air setting.
Yeah.
This is fun.
We didn't see any of that until just the start of the game.
As the biggest guy sitting here, I'm actually welcoming the wind right this second. I know it's terrible for our broadcast, but it's feeling much better for me right this second as the officials are working on the game clock or play clock on the far side. I would like to take this time to remind all the fans out there that, when you get upset at the clock operator at a ball game, remember at a high school game, it isn't official, or it is a school volunteer, so please be kind.
I hope you'll be with us all night long. As part of our post-game show, we'll be selecting Blair House Antiques player or players of the game. And looking forward to a great night of high school football. As we said, it was a warmer day, probably the warmest day of the football season. However, with the sun setting earlier, it has cooled off. Most of the field is in shadows. Maryville is actually moving into the sun, so they elected to receive. And Farragut,
I believe Farragut won the toss and deferred, because they did give the defer signal.
Yeah, although he slapped the Maryville player on the shoulder pad, so it looked like to me kind of conflicting information at different times. But Will Jones will have his team at the line of scrimmage with 2 receivers right, 1 left. They'll throw down the line right side, and making the catch over there will be Beaufort. He sidesteps a man and gets inside the 30 down to about the 27-yard line. And so a good gain on first down might even be enough to move the chains. Looks like it's going to be. Call it a 10-yard gain on the quick pass to the slot receiver, Torrey Beaufort.
Yeah, Maryville, as you know, very balanced offensively. Love the screen game. Will throw it deep, move your eyes. They run the football really well. It's a very well-balanced attack offensively, as always.
That's the initial Hearthside Bank first down after the big kickoff return on the Rick Terry Jewelry kickoff. Torrey Beaufort set him up in Farragut territory at the 37, a 10-yard completion to Beaufort. Now Beaufort is one of 2 backs. He'll split out left. They'll play fake to Babley, throw over the middle to the tight end, and down to about the 13-yard line. The tight end makes the catch, and that will be Jamerson making the catch. Call it the 12.
We have laundry on the field.
15-yard gain, maybe for not.
And I believe 55, Brody Smith, a Tennessee recruit, awfully physical, driving his man 20 yards. And I believe it will be on him, as he gave a few words to our offensive line coach after the block.
Looks like they're spotting the ball back at about the 28.
27, 28, call it 27. And so that's right back where it was. So that's, so the officials are discussing. And so, first and 10 at the 27. All right. Is that spot foul, a 10-yard completion, I assume, and a 10-yard step off against Maryville? That's what we're going to go with on my stat sheet. So, pistol formation, play fake to Babley, throw it down the line to Beaufort, left side. It looked like his knee hit the ground. Apolategi, the Farragut safety, was right there to corral him, and coming in quickly was Luke Dinkle as well. And so Farragut will have Maryville down, it would appear, at about the 28-yard line, perhaps a loss of one. Nope, call it no gain.
Yeah,
no game.
They put a lot of pressure on all 11 defenders. Love the screen game. Apolategi comes and makes a really nice tackle on the quick screen.
So it's going to be second down and 10 from the 27-yard line.
Little twin tight look coming this way for the Rebels.
Maryville moving right to left as Douglas comes across the formation right to left, sets up on the strong side, the short side of the field, the Farragut sideline. Hand off to Babley running that way, and he runs into a wall at the 25-yard line. Farragut does a good job grabbing him with Noah Haig, and also in on the tackle for Farragut may have been Conley Hawk. Wasn't expecting Hawk in the lineup. That makes me wonder if that could possibly be Caden Renfro having changed numbers. I think Renfro's probably wearing 47 tonight.
Yeah, he looks bigger than 135 pounds, Eric.
And he's not playing wide receiver.
Yep.
Third down and 7 yards to go after Babley picked up 3 on his first carry of the ball game. So here's the first third down. As Beaufort splits out right, it'll be a quarterback draw, and Jones through the middle will be tackled at the 21-yard line. So they go empty set, as they often will do, and run the quarterback draw up the middle. Dinkle was there for the Admirals. Also Stephen Doubleday in the neighborhood, as was the Nitro or nose guard Jackson Plumley. And at the 21-yard line now, it'll be that was a 3-yard gain for Jones, so here's fourth down.
Yeah, we're very low, not as low as Upperman, as Nick said, Lowerman, but fourth and about 4 or 5. Big play. Maryville's not going to kick it.
Farragut was much better on third down last week and stops Maryville on the first third down situation, but they will roll the dice, go for it on fourth with a bunch set to the left and a single receiver out wide right. They're going to throw right on the slant. Beaufort makes the catch in front of the Farragut corner and will wrestle his way down to the 5-yard line. So a fourth down conversion as they move from the, I believe it was the 21-yard line. They never changed it on the scoreboard. The 21 down to the 5. That'll be a 16-yard gain, a Hearthside Bank first down on the fourth down conversion.
Yeah, being down the top corners is difficult, especially when Beaufort runs a quick slant with his athleticism and just pitch and catch there.
So red zone trip for Maryville here on the first possession of the ball game as they have it first and goal from the 5-yard line. Jones 4 for 4 for 36 yards on this opening drive. And he will hand it to the man in motion, and that is jet motion for Beaufort, and he is wrapped up and dropped by Luke Dinkle. Dinkle grabs him in a bear hug and slings him to the ground at the 6-yard line, a 1-yard loss on the rush by Torrey Beaufort.
Dinkle, great name. He's had a good year, really athletic on that corner, one-on-one, and he makes the tackle. What football is all about.
Dinkle becoming the heart and soul of his defense, I feel like, in a underrated role.
Farragut's opposition 10 for 12 in the red zone with 9 touchdowns. So scoring 83% of the time, touchdown 75% of the time. Second down goal from the 6. Ball on the far side, hash hand to Babley. Big hole in the middle. Babley, a single cut back through the middle as he started left, and he will score from 6 yards out. Cohen Babley scores the touchdown on the opening drive of today's ball game, and that is his 3rd rushing touchdown of the season as Maryville draws first blood. 7:12 to go in our opening quarter here at Maryville High School.
Yeah, Babley, pretty good running back. Took last year off to focus on baseball. I believe he's a baseball commit for college at Tennessee Tech, but came back and said, I don't need to play football. I'll play football this year, and he's pretty talented.
So on to attempt the extra point for Maryville, Hudson Jamerson, senior. And his kick is up and is true. Cohen Babely's the holder. Nick Hinderlight, the snapper. All good. And Maryville leads 7-0 with 7:12 to go in our opening quarter. Back with the Rick Terry Jewelry Designs kickoff in 1 minute as you listen to Farragut Football on West 105.
Banking should feel personal, and at Hearthside Bank, we make sure it does. With services
okay, so we're not going to reboot, Dusty?
From everyday banking to complex loans, we're here when you need us.
I don't think we need to yet, and it takes like 90 seconds
and discover the difference of banking with a local team that is always within
Fine by me.
Hearthside Bank.
That opens a can of worms.
FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Looking for a fast quote? How about the right quote? We here at the Mike Dyer Agency can deliver both. Help you with your insurance needs. Call us today at 865-966-2111 to learn more. Or visit our website at MikeDyerInsuranceAgency.com. And remember, Nationwide is on your side.
Nationwide Mutual Insurance Company in the Philippines, Columbus, Ohio.
Eric Gerhardt, Brett Clendenin, Tyler Carr here at Maryville High School. Dusty Street back in our WFIB studios. We appreciate you joining us wherever you may be listening in or watching. Nick Blankenship behind the camera if you're watching the video stream on YouTube. And this kick off the toe of Colin Stringer into the end zone for a touchback. And we got a Rebel down on the field. And Bo Wise down. This Maryville training staff will tend to him. So Farragut unable to reach the end zone on the opening kickoff, and Beaufort with an electric return to the Farragut 37. And like we saw last week against Bradley Central and have seen repeatedly this season, Farragut falls behind, yielding a short field to the opposition early in the game. So Wise, who had a scoop and score in a punting situation against Bearden down on the field. That was a fumbled snap by the Bearden punter. That ball loose, and Wise picked it up and scooted into the end zone. So key player on special teams for the Rebels, and he will get up under his own power slowly. Holding his back as Wise heads to the Maryville sideline across the way. Sun has just about set. And Farragut with its first possession of the ball game.
Trips right here.
So Corbin Hobson, junior quarterback, will have the freshman Nathan Jacobs behind him in the pistol formation. As Brett said, trips to the right side, Garfield, Farhat, and Jacobs. H-back to the right as well. Hobson, hands off. Jacobs running left, brought down, no gain, as the linebacker, Mac Dax Cole, was there first for Maryville. No gain for Jacobs on first down.
Yep, it's a quick athletic front seven. Backers really floated the football well, as they do there, for no gain.
Farragut with a couple of receivers left, one right. Moving left to right in this first quarter. Now Farhat resets on the right side. Play fake, they'll throw to Farhat. Farhat to the 25, to the 30, down the rail to the 35-yard line. The Admirals with a first down as Farhat, again, repositioned to the right. The slot receiver took the pass, got a block from Johnny Jacobs, and moves for a Hearthside Bank first down at, it appears, the 34-yard line.
Yeah, quick screen to Farhat. Anytime you can get the ball in his hands, the sooner the better with his athleticism. Made something happen there for the Admiral first.
First and 10 from the 34-yard line. Hearthside Bank, our first down sponsor, located in Farragut on the southeast corner of Concord Road and Kingston Pike, or perhaps more accurately, just east of Concord Road on Kingston Pike on the south side. Farragut in motion this time right to left where there are two receivers. They'll run Jacobs back to the right. And Jacobs got across the 36 to the 37, just kept the legs churning. There was a pile up in front of him. And ultimately, the freshman gains 3 on a play that looked like it might have been stuffed at the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, off right guard there, Jacobs, freshman, but runs hard every time he gets it.
2nd down and 7 from the 37-yard line. .5:25 to go, first quarter here at Maryville High School. Beautiful night for high school football, especially with the sun no longer in our eyes. And pistol formation for the Admirals. Trips to the left for junior quarterback Corbin Hobson as Farragut scrimmages from the right hash, moving left to right, handed to Jacobs, and he'll be thrown back as in on the tackle was the defensive end I mentioned as a standout, Max Sir.
Yeah, he plays his position well, able to get inside, get Jacobs on the ground quickly. Front seven's been active. It's going to be a 3rd and 6.5, it looks like.
3rd down for Farragut. The Admirals last week were the best they've been all season long, 8 for 16 on the season, 36%. 1 for 10 against Sevier County, 3 for 9 3rd down against Powell, 3 for 7 against Upperman, but 8 for 16 last week against Bradley. That was one of the bright spots you could point to. So here's 3rd down and 6 from the 38-yard line. Hobson takes the snap from Zooks, fires left side as an out pattern run by Farragut over towards the Maryville bench, and he'll not be able to track it down. An incomplete pass will bring up 4th down.
Yeah, tried to get Farragut the football again. A nice out route, a really long throw across the field. Led him a little too much. Going to force the Admirals to punt the football.
1 Hearthside Bank first down. And let's see who the punter will be. I think it may be Julian Melindy. Indeed, it will be. Melindy, his first punt of the year. Melindy, junior, 5'9", 130. So from the 38-yard line, snap comes back from Coleman Parrish, a good one. Hangs it in the air, and asking for making a fair catch as he drifts towards the Farragut sideline will be Torrey Beaufort. So a very effective punt to the 19-yard line, and no return by the dangerous Torrey Beaufort. So that's going to be 43 yards and a net of 43.
You said he is a transfer too, Eric, or no? Beaufort? Or he's been?
Oh yeah. He was at Bearden the last 3 years. He's from Holston. Holston is Austin East zone.
He's electric.
He is.
Yeah, he's scary. Very comfortable with the football in his hands.
So Maryville from its 19-yard line. And they'll hand off to Babley. Babley started up the middle, bounced it right. He's to the 25. Stiff-armed a man to the 30. Keeps running hard. He's loose at the 35, the 40, down the far sideline, 45-50, using blockers nicely until Connor Paris finally gets him down. But a huge chunk of yardage by Cohen Babley as he not only shed a couple of would-be tacklers himself, but then also patiently scooted down the far sideline using his blockers perfectly.
Yeah, I'm not a fan at all not having the size and weights or positions, especially when you see some good size and some good physicality, as Beaufort really ran the football, or excuse me, Babley ran the football very physically with a couple stiff arms there.
So 31, that was a 42-yard gain for Babley, and of course a Hearthside Bank first down, the 3rd for Maryville. Bunch formation off the left. They'll toss it ahead to Beaufort as he comes right to left. Beaufort with blockers out front, now pops out the whole 30, 20, 10-foot race that Beaufort will win to the end zone. 39 yards on the little toss ahead to Beaufort. That'll go as passing yardage effectively. That was a jet sweep, but a touchdown for Beaufort and a very quick possession for Maryville. A run by Babley and then the toss to the man in motion, Beaufort, the rest of the distance to the house. 81 yards in a couple of plays.
Yeah, very good patience there from Beaufort. Let his offense kind of find the zone there. Good blocking, patience. Found the crease, and you're not going to catch him. Touchdown, Red Rebels.
65 yards already on 4 catches for Beaufort as Jamerson kicks. The hold by Babley and the snap by Hinderlight, all good. and Maryville leads 14-0 with 3:48 to go in our first quarter. Back with the kickoff, the Rick Terry Jewelry Designs kickoff coming up in 1 minute as you listen to Farragut Football on West 105.
Life doesn't run on bank hours. That's why Citizens Bank offers checking accounts with tools you can use anytime, like mobile deposit, debit card controls, and online bill pay. Whether it's for your home or your business, you'll get options that work. And support from people based right here in Knoxville and Lenoir City. Explore your options at citizensbank24.com. Member FDIC.
Hi, this is John Blair from Blair House. This time of year is filled with birthdays and anniversaries that call for gifting that is both personal and unique. At Blair House, we offer a wide variety of jewelry, chandeliers, and other unique hard-to-find gifts for when the gift must be perfect. Blair House, your time-tested connection to treasures with hats. Blair House, 210 North Forest Park Boulevard in Bearden.
Follow them on Facebook and Instagram. Blair House Antiques, Knoxville.
Well, the kickoff by Colin Stringer, the senior from Maryville, again deep in the end zone. So Farragut with no chance will scrimmage from its 20-yard line. Couple of touchbacks here early on for Maryville, and the Rebels took advantage of a short field to score on the game opening possession after a big kickoff return by Torrey Beaufort set him up at the Farragut 37. It was Babley scoring from 6 yards out, then Babley on the second possession after a Farragut punt. The Admirals gaining one Hearthside Bank first down on their initial possession. 43-yard punt by Melindy backed him up to the 19, but Babley ripped off 42 and then 39 yards on a little touch pass to Beaufort. Sir, coming off the edge on the left side for Maryville defensively, bats down a pass by Corbin Hobson on first down. Second down and 10 upcoming.
Yeah, tried to run the quick screen to Farragut. Obviously, he's been successful, but Sir gets his paw on it.
Again, our kickoff, the Rick Terry Jewelry Designs kickoff. Appreciate all of our sponsors as the Admirals, with the clock stopped, 3:43 to go in our first quarter. Ball in the middle of the field, handed off to Jacobs, and Jacobs off the left side. The ball came out. I think they're going to say he was down at the 21-yard line. It'll be third down and 9. So the freshman Nathan Jacobs trying the right side, picked up one, and Maryville a little bit slow to get up with cornerback Bryson Barrett. So Jacobs has carried 4 times for 5 yards. Hobson 1 for 3 through the air for 14. That completion went to Farhat. That netted Farragut's only Hearthside Bank first down thus far. So the Admirals facing third down and long. 2 receivers to each side of the formation for Corbin Hobson. Jacobs moves off to his left in this passing situation. Back to pass. Hobson looks near side, and Farhat can't make the catch in front of the sticks. Looked like the timing was a little bit off between quarterback and receiver, and it was Wyatt Wilbur in coverage, the linebacker, outside linebacker, dropping in coverage for Maryville. So an incomplete pass and a 3-and-out for Farragut.
Yeah, maybe the big linebacker may have got his hand on it or at least distracted enough on the high throw. Going to force another Admiral punt.
So Melindy was 43 yards on his first kick, angled it nicely to the sideline, hung it up high as well, and so Torrey Beaufort asked for and made a fair catch.
Beaufort standing on his own 36-yard line, though. I'm not sure you can make him do that again.
Got some pressure on him. And Beaufort will pick it up at the 37, sidestep the first man, and tore away from him again, and Connor Paris will spin him out of bounds over here into the Farragut bench. So Beaufort eluded Farragut a couple of times before Connor Paris slung him out of bounds. And so the punt went from the 21 to the 39, and Beaufort with a return to the 46, so a 7-yard return.
I do remember last week, Eric, you saying that Beaufort you thought might be the best of the bunch of the Bearden Bulldogs that hit the transfer portal in the offseason, and I would not disagree. Admirals need to stop, have the ball on Maryville's own 46-yard line, down 14-0 here.
Net of 33 yards on the 40-yard punt by Julian Melendi, and good starting field position for Maryville.
And Wilbur almost got his hand on it.
At his 46. Yeah.
Beaufort lined up as the running back. As Cam Porter, the running back, is now split out as wide receiver.
2 receivers right, 1 left. Hand off Beaufort, running right. Beaufort to midfield. Sidesteps a man, got outside to the 45 to the 40, Farragut territory, at the 35 to the 30, and down at the 29-yard line is Beaufort with a big run off the right side. Will set Maryville up after, about a 25-yard gain in the Hearthside Bank first down. They sets them up at the 29 of the Admirals.
Yeah, Beaufort kind of all over the field, as Tyler said. This offense, multiple, balanced, scary, 3 words to come to mind.
I mean, you look at what Babley brings as a running back, and then all of a sudden he needs a breather, and you put Beaufort back there, and it's almost like you're danged if you do, danged if you don't, is this multiple-faced offense.
Lightning and
thunder
at you. Lightning and thunder with those 2.
Douglas, the receiver to the right, 2 receivers left, as well as the H-back, as Maryville with a pistol formation, and the running back being Cam Porter. It'll be throwing near side Jones, nobody home, as he was looking for Colton Faust. One hops it into him down around the 12-yard line. Incomplete. That's the first incompletion thus far. Jones had hit his first 5 passes for 75 yards. Again, the last one prior to that, the pass just seconds ago, a very easy one. Just a touch pass ahead to the man in jet motion coming through the backfield. Torrey Beaufort took the little touch pass 39 yards to the house.
Pretty good coverage there by the young corner Raines.
Sean Raines getting the start tonight, as well as Anderson Glover at the corner spots for Farragut. Up the middle goes Porter, and he stumbled a bit. I guess his knee didn't touch the ground, and so he gets some positive yardage before Farragut pushes him back, as Dinkle making the tackle, but moving it down to the 22-yard line, we'll say. A 7-yard gain for Porter sets up 3rd down and short.
Yeah, 3rd and about 3 here. Don't think they'll have any interest in kicking it regardless.
So Porter with his first carry nets 7 after incomplete pass on first down. So 3rd down here for Maryville. The Rebels failed to pick up a 3rd down on their initial possession, but picked up the 4th down rather easily and didn't mess with 3rd down on the second possession, as they scored their first 2 possessions, leading 14-0, and on the cusp of the red zone here at the 22-yard line. Babley back into the ball game, runs it up the middle, and easily has first down yardage between the tackles, down to the 15, maybe to the 14, and now flag comes in as...
Yeah, Babley lost his helmet at the end, and I guess they're going to maybe call out on the Admirals for... The ref is kind of implying that the Admirals gave him a little shot upward to lose his helmet.
So I guess that would be either personal foul, face mask. Either way, it's going to be half the distance to the goal if that's the call.
Or hands to the face, maybe.
And because they knocked it off, he doesn't have to come out.
He pointed towards the Rebels at first. He continued to play.
So to the 14-yard line, it's an 8-yard gain, and then they're going to move it 7 yards, I guess, on the penalty against Farragut. So it's goal to go. A Hearthside Bank first down.
They're not looking at us, so it's hard to find the signal, but I believe he said face mask.
Yeah, I think he did too.
So a 3rd down conversion, Hearthside Bank first down, number 6 for Maryville, and they'll have it goal to go from the 7 as we are under 1 minute to play in this first quarter. Maryville already up 14-0. 2 receivers right, and now Douglas comes in motion right to left, play fake to Babley. They'll throw to Douglas, left side. Douglas looking for the end zone, diving, extending, got there.
Little play action there to the big tight end, Julian Douglas, on the left side. An embarrassment of riches for the Red Rebels. I have no idea how they lost to Alcoa, who's incredible as well, but wow.
Douglas scores the touchdown. He had one against Farragut last year, and that is the 2nd touchdown pass of the night for Will Jones. This one a little bit more conventional, as Douglas in motion, right to left, takes the pass on the left side and dives over the goal line, front left corner. And so now on to attempt the extra point. Hudson Jamerson out of Babley's hold, and Hinderlight's snap, and snuck it inside the left upright. So Maryville again converts in the red zone, 2 for 2 with a couple of touchdowns, and they conclude a 54-yard drive with a 7-yard touchdown pass again from Will Jones to Julian Douglas. Maryville leading 21-0 with 37 seconds remaining in our opening quarter. Back with the Rick Terry Jewelry Designs kickoff in 30 seconds as you listen to Farragut football on West 105.
If you're an LCUB Electric customer, it's time to upgrade. Experience true fiber to the home, the fastest internet available. Get affordable fixed pricing, free installation, no contracts, and local customer service. It's not too good to be true. LCUB is connecting new neighborhoods every month with gig-speed fiber internet starting at $69.99 a month, Wi-Fi included. Check your availability now at lcub.com.
So Maryville has put 2 of the Rick Terry Jewelry Design kickoffs into the end zone. Trying to make it 3 for 3 here will be Colin Stringer, and he will do so 8-9 yards deep where Ethan Farragut grabs it, but the Admirals will bring it out to the 20-yard line, trailing 21-0. And so this has been what Maryville has done the last 3 weeks, make it now 4 weeks in a row, jump on the opponent very early. Again, 127-0. They have outscored West, Bearden, and Cleveland in the first half of their last 3 games. Tack on the 21-0 here. We're not even out of the first quarter yet, but the Admirals with a chance to stop the bleeding as they return to the field. Their first possession, they picked up a single Harside Bank first down before the punt. Last time it was a 3-and-out. Need to be productive, obviously, on first down. So in motion, sweeping through the backfield comes Ethan Farragut. They'll hand it off to Jacobs, and the freshman off the left side is wrapped up and dropped. Max Sir, I think the first man there from his defensive end position, and no gain for Jacobs.
Yes, Sir has been active at his defensive end spot.
He is definitely, it looks like to me on film, the best of the bunch up front. And then the other guy that jumps out at you is number 17, the safety. He's a ball hawk.
Got good size
in the secondary.
too.
Andrew Smith, 3 interceptions against Bearden, had 1 against Farragut last year. Down to 2 seconds, 1 second, and the first quarter is in the books. 1 quarter down, and it was an impressive one for Maryville as they lead the Admirals 21-0. Back in 1 minute with second quarter action as you listen to Farragut football, presented by Precision Door Service, a name you can trust.
Hey, it's Matthew Bryan. Trust my local insurance team and me at Bryan Insurance Group for all your insurance needs. Personal or business insurance, our team will find the most affordable rates and coverage you need. Call us at 865-983-8114 or find us online at bryaninsurance.com.
The Shrimp Dock, Knoxville's premier fresh seafood market, offers fresh seafood entrees at all 3 of its area locations. Po' boys, crab cake plates, fish tacos, shrimp, salmon, and more. Choose an entree, choose a side and a beverage, dine in or carry it out. You won't regret making the Shrimp Dock your choice for a seafood meal. 3 locations to serve you: Farragut, Bearden, and Alcoa. All locations open at 10 a.m. Monday through Saturday and at 11 a.m. on Sundays. Like us on Facebook for the Fish of the Week and other weekly specials. The Shrimp Dock, Knoxville's premier fresh seafood market.
Well, first quarter numbers, Maryville with 90 yards rushing and 82 yards passing, so 172 yards of offense for the Rebels in the first quarter, and Farragut thus far with 19 yards, 14 through the air, 5 on the ground. And so the Admirals, second down and 10 from the 20-yard line, pistol formation for Corbin Hobson. Ethan Farragut in motion left to right. Back to pass, Hobson has time, fires near sideline, out pattern, nicely done. Max Garfield makes the catch at the 31-yard line. Corbin had time, delivered the ball in sync with Garfield on the out cut. Nicely done for the Admirals to pitch and catch, and the Harside Bank first down.
Yeah, the nice hand senior makes a nice out route, nice catch there, good throw by Hobson to move the chains.
That will be the second Harside Bank first down for Farragut. Harside Bank located in Farragut, south side of Kingston Pike, just east of Concord Road. Hobson takes the snap, hands to Jacobs, and he'll be popped in the hole by the linebacker Mason Ball, first man there for Maryville, and that'll be a gain of perhaps 1 to the 32-yard line. As off the left side, Jacobs with the 1-yard gain now has 6 yards on 6 carries.
Yeah, he's running hard, but they're playing physical up front. Front seven's flying to the football.
Second down, 9 yards to go for Farragut as the Admirals move right to left in this second quarter. Ball on the near side hash as Corbin Hobson will have 2 receivers right. Single receiver left is Garfield. Nathan Jacobs continues to be the running back behind Hobson in the pistol. Aaron Heatherly, H-back, left side. Snap comes back from Zooks, hand off to Jacobs. Bobbled it a little bit on the exchange, and I don't think picked up anything as middle of the line is just kind of stonewalled, and Dax Cole, will say, made the tackle for Maryville. Third down.
Yeah, 3rd and 8 here.
Farragut 0 for 2 on third down. Third down, 9 yards to go from the 32-yard line. 10:35 to play, second quarter here at Maryville High School, where the Rebels lead Farragut 21-0 in this Region 2 6A matchup. Trips right, Aaron Heatherly being the inside receiver. Middleman's Ethan Farhat. Outside receivers Johnny Jacobs. Garfield, the lone receiver left for Farragut. And pistol formation as Hobson takes the snap. He's under duress from Sir. Got away from him. Running to his right, fires downfield and into the Maryville bench. So an incomplete pass as Hobson was under duress, and Farragut will pick up 1 first down. It's second.
Yeah, he avoided the sack early, but then had nothing doing as he scrambled, tried to find somebody, and then threw it away.
Back to punt, it's going to be Melendi.
43 yards, no return on his first punt of the season earlier tonight. Then 40 yards, a net of 33 on his second. And
Coach Hunt looks like he's calling a timeout.
Maryville may have had a personnel issue, and so a timeout being used by Maryville. And Dusty, should we take this opportunity to reboot?
He's texting me right now. It looks like we might have lost connection, so you may be struggling to hear us on 105.3 right now, but you're still with us on the Farragut football stream right now. It has turned out to be a gorgeous evening tonight. This open air press box. As I'm waiting to hear anything official from Mr. Street back at the studios.
I show we're connected, but I would love to know what's at the root.
Just reconnected again.
We're reconnected again. Okay. All right.
Back.
We're back. We're here.
Yeah. So third down a moment ago, Hobson was flushed from the pocket by defensive end Max Sir and extended the play but couldn't find anybody open, and with the defense closing in, chucked it into the Maryville sideline to avoid a loss on the play. But a 3-and-out series, or excuse me, a single first down. Farragut unable to pick up the third down. And so here's Julian Melendi, his third punt of the night, from the 32-yard line of Farragut as Coleman Parrish, freshman long snapper. And they snap it to the up back, Noah Haig. Haig running to his right, fires downfield, incomplete. And Maryville had a man in the neighborhood, Tipton McCoy. So the Rebels, I don't know if that was a personnel issue a moment ago, guys, or if they recognized something in Farragut's alignment. Noah Haig is the customary up back, so there's nothing new about that, but maybe they spotted something that alerted them to the fact that Farragut had something up its sleeve. I don't know.
Well, we had a great fake punt early in the year that was really successful. The snap is kind of what threw that off. It was a snap to the up back for the fake, but it was too slow and too high getting to him. Kind of threw the entire fake off.
So a failed fourth down try. Noah Haig on the incompletion under duress again by Tipton McCoy, who smelled the play out. And so Maryville will take over in Farragut territory at the Admiral 32-yard line, leading 21-0. Standing off to the left of Jones is Porter, fires it down the line to Faust, and Farragut's Haig is all over him. Coming up to help out as well is going to be Harrison Smith, but it was Haig good recognition from his outside backer position, and looks like maybe the play lost a yard.
Yeah, Haig's had a good year from his outside linebacker position. Just a smart, heady player, realized it, got to him. Nice sure tackle there by Noah.
Well, I'm sure that his many reps playing quarterback growing up and playing even at the high school level, he's able to see things at that outside backer / safety position, that things just develop and he understands how that is, so he gets a great read on the field.
Back to pass. Jones, high pass looking for Douglas downfield. He pushed off and got the touchdown. Man, Douglas pushed off huge on Sean Raines and got the touchdown. And Maryville now leads at 27-0. That was blatant.
Yeah, Douglas, don't know how big he is, maybe 6'5", 6'6". Had about 7-8 inches on the cornerback, the backup cornerback, and gave a little shove to make it even easier for the Red Rebels. Touchdown on a go route.
So they lost one on the first play. Noah Haig on the tackle for loss, but then Jones with a high arcing pass to his tall receiver, Julian Douglas, who brings it inside the 5 and goes into the end zone after getting away from cornerback Sean Raines. And so on to attempt the extra point now is Jamerson. High snap. Babley somehow got it down. Great job by Babley. And the kick is up and through for Maryville, which now leads 28-0. So that was a 33-yard touchdown pass to Douglas, his second of the night. 2 catches, 2 touchdowns for Douglas. And Maryville again leads at 28-0 with 9:14 to go in our first half here at Maryville High School. Back with the Rick Terry Jewelry Designs kickoff in 1 minute as you listen to Farragut Football on West 105.
Uh-oh. This chair's giving way.
Did it?
I felt it move a little bit. I'm going to stand up for a few minutes.
Occasional.
This is ridiculous.
That's why Rose Precision Garage Door Service are available same day with fully stocked trucks to fix it fast. So we can turn.
Dusty says at the half he wants to turn.
Here you go. Oh my, wow.
There. Maybe easier for you to read that last one. I've got something coming back to us.
We are a local family-owned plumbing company specializing in water heater repair and replacement, clogged drains, broken pipes, and most importantly, taking care of you, the customer. We service all of the West Knoxville, Loudon, Blunt, left.
It will be first and 10 for Farragut from their 20.
The kickoff from, I believe it was
kickoff by
Mark
Colin.
Whitney's. Wasn't it Whitney, 35? Was it
should be Colin Stringer. Colin Stringer with the kickoff once more, a touchback. So Farragut from its 20-yard line. As we continue to have connection issues back to the radio station, we apologize. And so Farragut trailing 28-0 goes to work. Ball at the 20-yard line. Farragut moving right to left. And handoff for the Admirals. And darting through a hole on the left side is Carter Collier, the sophomore. Shifty feet, found a hole, found an opening, and moves for one of Farragut's more productive first down plays in a while. Just 3 yards, but it's something.
Yeah, he hadn't been getting as many carries the last few weeks. Comes in a little spark there. Felt like more, but it was 3.
Yeah. I guess there was penetration by Maryville in the offensive backfield, and so it looked like Collier had gained more than he had as he was dodging Rebels behind the line of scrimmage. So Corbin Hobson brings him up, and he'll have Collier behind him. Handoff, Collier. Good initial move, got to the 26, 3-yard gain. Tackle made by the safety coming up, Chase Tucker, and so it'll be 3rd down.
Yeah, another 3 yards by Collier off left guard.
So Farragut 0 for 3 on 3rd down. And the Admirals trailing 28-0 with 8:05 to go in our first half here at Maryville High School. Ball on the near side hash. Collier remains in the backfield. Meanwhile, Farragut's got a receiver to each side and a couple of tight ends, you might say, a tight end and an H-back. Haig being the tailback, and they throw over the middle, and there is Garfield, open on the slant to midfield, to the 40, to the 50. It's a foot race to the 20, to the 10, and Max Garfield will take it the distance as the Admirals score from 74 yards out. So Farragut is on the board. A 74-yard strike on the slant. Corbin Hobson to Max Garfield.
Just a simple slant, Eric. The corner lets him go. Thought he had safety help, and he crossed the safety's face, and he was wide open. Hobson puts it on him, and Garfield was like, wow, nobody's here, and he's gone to the house.
A third down conversion, a Hearthside Bank first down, Farragut's third of the night, and a 74-yard touchdown, which will be the longest of the season through the air for the Admirals. Longest play, period. So here's Ryan McHugh on to attempt the extra point. The hold by Noah Haig, the snap by Coleman Parrish, all good. Farragut trails 28-7 with 7:31 to go in our second quarter here at Maryville. Back in 1 minute with a kickoff as you listen to Farragut football on West 105.
Looking for a mortgage that fits your needs? At Hearthside Bank, we offer a variety of mortgage solutions to help you get into your dream home. Whether you're a first-time home buyer or refinancing, our team is here to guide you every step of the way. With competitive rates, personalized service, and flexible terms, we have the right mortgage for you. Visit us today and let's make your homeownership dreams a reality. Hearthside Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Whether you're cheering on the home team or building your dream home, David's Abbey Carpet and Floors has you covered. From engineered hardwood to luxury vinyl, elegant porcelain to natural stone, David's has the winning design for every room, and a championship team ready to help you score the perfect floor. Locally owned and proud to serve our communities from locations in Farragut, Maryville, and Pigeon Forge. Visit David's Abbey Carpet and Floors in-store or online today, where the Admirals shop for floors.
Ryan McHugh to boot it away as just a moment ago, 74 yards on 3rd down and 6. Quick slant. I think the defense may be kind of focused on Noah Haig sliding out from that H-back position towards the Farragut sideline. Took a step that direction. That opened up the slant over the middle for Garfield, and he goes 74 yards to the house with Farragut's longest play of 2025. Ryan McHugh puts his toe into it, and this will be a touchback, just barely. The first one was very close as well, and ruled not to be a touchback. Beaufort had the return opportunity to begin our ball game and returned it to the Farragut 37, this time just into the end zone, and so a touchback, 1 of 2 on the night, and meaning 7 of 12 now on the season. Kickoffs resulting in touchbacks, and Maryville will scrimmage from its 20 with 7:31 remaining in our first half. The Rebels leading the Admirals 28-7. Let's see if the defense can follow up the big play by the offense and get a stop here for the first time.
You've got Patowski, Doubleday, and Plumley at the front line for the Admirals. I'm going to put Dinkle in there as well. He plays up there enough to be a lineman. You also have Noah Haig and Starr with, I believe, Paris and Renfro at linebackers.
Pistol formation for Maryville. Again, receivers in close on the line on the left side. They'll hand it off to Porter, and Porter is corralled and pushed back at the 23-yard line, a 3-yard gain, as Farragut had Connor Paris in on the tackle and Luke Dinkle, and, of course, off the bottom of the pile, Owen Patowski.
Always.
Owen always 100% motor. Finally got that big play, not the start we wanted. Can that give your defense a little bit of juice?
Defensive backs for the Admirals, Raines and Glover at corner, with Apolategi and Harrison Smith in at the safeties.
Second down, 7 yards to go. Will Jones will have Douglas set up off the tight end, Jamerson on the right side. Off a play fake, rolls near side, leaves it off with Jamerson, and Jamerson's pushed out of bounds into the Farragut bench by... I
believe it was Raines.
Yeah, Sean Raines on the tackle.
Just enough, I think, for the first down, right? 31?
I believe so, yes. They're moving the chains. And, ladies and gentlemen, if you're watching the live stream right now, Jamerson is their tight end, who is well put together for a high school tight end. And then you realize he's their place kicker.
Yeah.
He is.
And the punter. Although you don't see the punter very often, but he is the punter.
I saw him in pregame. I'm like, man, the kicker's he's going all out in the gym, and then all of a sudden he lines up in the three-point stance.
That's Hearthside Bank first down number 8 for Maryville in this first half, and looks like the Rebels perhaps are going to use their second timeout of this first half. 6:39 to go first half. Maryville leading Farragut 28-7. Should we reboot at this point?
I think we can make it to the half.
Okay, all right. Trying to hang on till halftime and maybe reset the equipment and hope for better results. We continue for, I guess this is the third consecutive week to have some issues with our connections, and so not really sure what's at the root of that problem. But the Admirals on the board a moment ago with the 74-yard touchdown strike, but as has been the case so often this year, falling behind early. And on the flip side of it, that's what Maryville has done to its opposition, jump all over them in the first half. But the Admirals trying to claw their way back into this, as Maryville will have a fresh set of downs following the 8-yard completion a moment ago to Hudson Jamerson. And so Maryville down to 1 timeout remaining in this first half. We'll have 2 receivers left, single receiver right as well as the H-back. Pistol formation handed to Babley coming right side, and Babley slips 1 tackle and then will be brought down at the 38-yard line. Mason Apolategi on the tackle for Farragut, so that's 0 tackling 0. And Babley will say 7 yards.
Babley, the thunder of the Thunder and Lightning combination with Beaufort, runs physical there, gets 6 off right tackle.
Yeah, 6 yards, 62 for Babley. He's got a touchdown in this first half. 3-yard run, right. .555 to go in our first half as Douglas comes across the formation, sets up on the right side for Maryville. So 2 receivers left, 2 receivers right for Will Jones. And he'll drop it off to Douglas right side. And Dinkle trying to work off the block, couldn't get there to make the tackle, and Douglas stumbles as he moves forward to the 47-yard line. That's going to be a 10-yard gain and a Hearthside Bank first down.
Yeah, a little tight end screen to Douglas. Like I said, very well balanced, multiple offense for Maryville, can really come from any place there. And read well by Dinkle there, got blocked a little bit, but able to finally get him down.
48-yard line where it is first down and 10 to go. Snap comes back to Jones. He'll hand it off to a new running back into Farragut territory down to the 44-yard line. That'll be about an 8-yard gain on the first carry of the night for Brenton Campbell, number 23, a junior.
Yeah, we've had, like you said, 4 or 5 ball carriers already. A lot of people have ran the football this year for Maryville, being up so big at the half.
Second down, 1 yard to go, so down here to play with, Brett, for the Rebels.
Yep.
From the 43-yard line, 4:27 to go, first half. Receivers in close off the left side are Beaufort and Douglas. Back to pass. Jones fires right side to the back, coming out of the backfield, and Connor Paris was there and I think affected Brenton Campbell's eyes. Campbell was open to take that pass out of the backfield, but Paris was closing quickly, and the ball ricochets off the hands and then pads of Brenton Campbell, incomplete. That's a rarity with the numbers I've got here on my stat sheet. That's just the second incompletion for Jones in this first half.
Yeah, that was all Paris just affecting that catch as he heard the footsteps.
So Maryville 1 of 2 on third down. This is third down and 1 from the 43. The Rebels up 28-7 unless they lose 10 yards. They're 4-down territory, but it's Porter up the middle, no problem. He got the first down and moves to the 35-yard line before the Farragut safeties, I guess, have to make that. Actually, I guess we'll say from the 43 down to the 35, an 8-yard gain for Porter, and the tackle was made by Caden Renfro.
Yeah, Porter's not a bad third back, but boy, is he no Buford or Babley. for sure.
10 Hearthside Bank first downs now for Maryville. Porter, a senior, checks out of the game, and fellow senior Babley back in the offensive backfield for Maryville behind quarterback Will Jones. He has Beaufort split out wide left. Douglas in close on the left side, as well as the H-back Jamerson. Now Beaufort will come and set up in that bunch formation off the left. Jamerson, Douglas, and Beaufort. Back to passes Jones, looking that direction. Nobody open. Runs right, throws it downfield looking for Jamerson, and Jamerson cannot make the catch. Well thrown ball. Apolategi in coverage. And Jamerson had his fingertips on it, but juggled it, couldn't make the catch. Pretty good coverage by Apolategi. Good throw by Jones. Just a good play all the way around. Would have been a heck of a catch if Jamerson had come down with it.
Yeah, Apolategi has had a pretty good game. Good coverage there. Nice lofted ball there from the quarterback. Big tight end could not come up with it.
He's been solid this year. 31 hits coming into this ball game. Second on the team as far as total tackles. 1 tackle for loss. You'd rather your safeties not be making that many tackles, but as we often say, it's better to make them than not. So here is second down and 10 from the 35-yard line. Backs flanking Jones this time. First time I believe we've seen this, but now flaring out left side will be Beaufort. He looks that way. They're trying to set up the screen on the right, and Farragut reads it well as it'll be the Admirals driving Babley out of bounds. Who got the read on that? It was Dinkle, Luke Dinkle on the read.
Parrish fired up as he clears it with the second tackle. Actually read the screen really well.
And Dinkle is
down a little bit,
shaken up.
On the near side here.
So Dinkle was driving Babley towards the sideline. Parrish came in from behind and added an additional shove. And then Dinkle, in a massive humanity, you've got no room on the Maryville sidelines here. Ran into a wall of his teammates and is down in the Farragut bench area. So Farragut read the play extremely well, and they will give Babley the forward progress of a 1-yard gain.
Good to see us read the screen well. Hasn't happened all the time. But really read it well there.
Dinkle is up. That is great to see. Young man has really come on. Was not a starter week 1, but moved into that role in week 2 and was our selection for defensive player of the game, our Blair House Antiques defensive player of the game against Powell. But 3 tackles for loss. He's got a sack. He's forced a fumble, broken up a couple of passes, blocked a punt against Powell. So he's been
active.
Really outstanding player for the Admirals. Farragut now gets in Colton Liner in his place. Liner at that jack linebacker position. Third down here for Maryville. 2 of 3 on third down. Jones back to pass. Looks over the middle, fires, has a man wide open. Douglas at the 17, sidesteps the safety and goes in for his 3rd touchdown of the night. 3rd and 9. The Admirals can not only not get the stop, but they give up the touchdown. And Brett, we talked about that last week. That's been such a recurring theme. Whether it's 3rd down or 4th down, you're on the cusp of making a big defensive stand. And not only do you give up the first down, but you've given up long touchdowns oftentimes.
Yep, that's been a struggle, and the Admirals brought the pressure, brought 2 or 3 linebackers, couldn't get home. The big tight end wide open, makes a man miss. Touchdown, Red Rebels.
Believe that was from the 31, I believe. That's what I'm going to go with. The extra point by Jamerson out of the hold of Babley and the snap of Hinderlight. All good. And Maryville reestablishes a 28-point cushion. They're now leading 35-7 with 2:53 remaining in our second quarter. Back with the kickoff. The Rick Terry Jewelry Designs kickoff in 1 minute as you listen to Farragut Football on West 105.
LCUB Fiber Internet is the ultimate neighborhood connection. Thousands of LCUB Electric customers already enjoy our lightning-fast, symmetrical gig-speed fiber internet with unlimited data, lag-free streaming and gaming, and enough bandwidth for all your family's devices. Starting at just $69.99 a month, Wi-Fi equipment included. Enjoy fixed pricing, free installation, no contracts, and local customer service. Check availability at lcub.com and get connected now.
This is Derek Meisel with Meisel Wealth Partners. Are you still funding your 401k today? If so, you need to consider this. With our federal debt soaring past $35 trillion and the interest rate related to that debt now representing 1/6 of our federal budget, your retirement savings might not be as secure as you think. Don't leave your future to chance. Discover a wiser tax-free alternative today. Isn't it time you experience the Miser difference? Call Miser Wealth Partners today at 865-281-1616.
This time the kickoff comes up well short of the goal line, and running up to take it is Ethan Farragut at about the 5-yard line. Farragut brings it to the near sideline and battles through some Maryville defenders in front of the Farragut bench and gets it all the way out to the 49-yard line. So Farragut far and away its best starting field position of the night on that Rick Terry Jewelry Designs kickoff return by Ethan Farragut. The Admirals trailing 35-7 with 2:41 to play in our first half, as Farragut moving right to left will have the ball on the near side hash, pistol formation. Carter Collier behind Corbin Hobson as Ethan Farragut goes in motion left to right. Handoff Collier, nowhere to go. Swallowed up by the middle linebacker Mason Ball, and so Ball was through the hole instantaneously, and Collier will lose a couple of yards back to the 47-yard line. It'll be 2nd down and 12.
Yeah, Maryville, not unlike Farragut, used to having some undersized linebackers that really tackle well and flow to the football, as we saw Mason Ball do there.
So Collier getting his chance. He's carried 3 times for 4 yards. Nathan Jacobs, 7 carries for 6 yards. So obviously it's been tough sledding in the ground game. Trips to the right for Corbin Hobson from the 47-yard line. Handoff to Collier, and a little bit of a collision in the backfield. And a gain of 1. It'll be 3rd down as they move back to the 48.
Yeah, 3rd and 10.5 there on the delayed handoff, as Hobson still having some issues getting the snap.
So Farragut, 1 of 4 on 3rd down. The last 3rd down was the one they hit the slant. 3rd down and 9 to Garfield. Garfield to the near side, as well as Aaron Heatherly, Farhat, and Jacobs to the far side as Collier moves off to the left side of Corbin Hobson in the gun. Hobson back to pass, being pressured. Flush to his left, throws downfield. Caught by Garfield, spell off a tackle, and we'll have 1st down yardage at the 34-yard line. Nicely done by Corbin Hobson, keeping the play alive and throwing downfield as the Admirals convert on 3rd and pick a high side bank 1st down.
Our offensive MVP is feeling pretty confident about that right now, as Garfield, really nice job there on the little drag route.
So Farragut converts on 3rd. That is high side bank 1st down number 4. They run Collier left side, and he will be wrapped up and pushed back by the Rebels, and then a flag comes in. Collier lost his lid.
45 seconds left in this game, Tyler. Looks like we've got all 3 timeouts left, if that's correct, and there is a flag.
Let's see what this is. So they're talking with head coach Jeff Courtney. Collier had lost his lid and is going to be able to stay in the game.
Yep.
So you got to figure that is a result of perhaps the Maryville penalty.
Yep, you would think. Can't stay in unless it's on them forcing it out.
Looks like it was a face mask, personal foul.
Yep.
Ball going to be set down at about the 22-yard line.
Yep, plenty of time. 3 timeouts left. I say plenty of time. There's 45 seconds, but there's 3 timeouts left, so you should have plenty of ample time to function.
It's another high side bank 1st down on the 15-yard step off. Down to the 22, 1st down and 10. Hobson looking, firing, end zone, and unable to get there. Incomplete as Johnny Jacobs runs up the hill in that far right corner of the end zone down towards Cedar Street. And it'll be 2nd down.
Which is a little weird now without all the trees
Without
there.
the cedars.
Yeah, without the cedars, it's a different look.
That's right. I know. You kicking into them, usually it's always a great look, and they're all gone.
So from the 22, Farragut with 2 receivers right, Garfield to the left, as well as Heatherly, the H-back, on the left. They'll play fake to Collier, throw down the line right side to Farhat, and Maryville battling through the wide receiver block on the corner, pushes Farhat back and into the Rebel bench across the way. So from the 22, man, Maryville, I've said this, Maryville used to have the best scoreboard operator around.
I remember this discussion. You have not been thrilled since that guy retired.
Let's just say he's not here anymore.
We got to find that guy.
29.9 seconds. The ball is on the 24, so that was a 2-yard loss on the pass to Farhat.
Yeah, a little screen to Farhat, tried to get it to him in space. Really nice job by the secondary making the play. 3rd and 10, 29.9 seconds left until halftime. Admirals have 2 timeouts remaining.
Maryville received the opening kickoff, and Torrey Beaufort returned it to the Farragut 37-yard line. They scored soon thereafter after picking up a couple of Harside Bank first downs on a 6-yard touchdown run by Cohen Babley, his 3rd of the year. 7-0, Maryville leading 7:12 to go in the first quarter. Farragut picked up a single first down, then punted. Maryville started from its 19, took 2 plays to go 81 yards, a 42-yard run by Babley, and then Jones with a touch pass to Beaufort in jet motion, who took it 39 yards and snuck into the front left corner of the end zone. Maryville up 14-0. Maryville would extend it to 21-0 on a 54-yard drive, a 7-yard touchdown pass from Jones to Julian Douglas. That was late first quarter. They got on the board first in the second quarter as well after Farragut rolled the dice on a fake punt. Came up empty. Short field for Maryville. They capitalized on the touchdown pass to Douglas and made it 28. Farragut on the board with a pass to Garfield. Here's a pass over the middle at the 11-yard line. Farhat showing good hands.
What are you?
So from the 24-yard line, that's a 13-yard gain and a Harside Bank first down for the Admirals.
Admirals going to use their second timeout,
I believe.
If it's correct. I mean, as Eric said, we don't know what they're doing over there.
So the Admirals are in the red zone, and Farragut has been good in the red zone this year, guys. They just haven't gotten there often. 5 of 5, 5 touchdowns. And so you hope to see that trend continue as Farragut is in the red zone for the first time tonight. That's been the problem. You know, Farragut has moved the ball between the 20s in many of these games, but they haven't been able to get it to the 20, and they've been kind of lacking on big plays. Now, we've seen a big play in this first half. Hope to see, again, able to piece together the drive, finish a drive, and get a red zone conversion.
When you said that about the red zone, I was thinking, yeah, we've gotten to the cusp of it many times, right? The 30 or 40, but had trouble to get to the red zone. We're in it now. Got to find a way to get 6.
Ethan Farhat a moment ago with the catch, his 3rd for 25 yards in this first half. Max Garfield also has 3 catches for 103. So Hobson has connected on 6 of 11 for 128 yards and the touchdown, season-long 74-yarder to Garfield. 1st and 10, the ball on the 11-yard line. As Farragut will have in the ball game, it looks like Max Hilton at H-back. They'll throw end zone looking for Garfield and thrown a little bit too far. In coverage, good coverage for Maryville was Bryson Barrett. And Hobson threw it to the outside where only Garfield had a chance, but out of bounds, incomplete, stops the clock, 15 seconds to play.
Yeah, just a little long fade, just a little overthrown a little bit, tried to go to the hot hand there in Garfield.
Well, you talked about Andrew Smith, the safety for the Rebels, before in this part in the game. Like, you really don't want to have that in-breaking route to him right now. You want to throw the ball out there and let your receivers try to go one-on-one with the corner.
The difficulties running the ball makes it really hard down here. Granted, you've only got 15 seconds, so you got to be careful about running the ball, but The field's compressed, kind of hard to get those completions. They get it to Farragut, but it's going to lose yardage as Maryville's outside backer, Jackson Rutledge, was all over it. 6.8 seconds to play. As Farragut from the 11, we'll see where they spot this at the 14. So I'm sorry guys, was that Farragut?
Yeah, Farragut.
Farragut on the reception. Yep. I called it, but it didn't register. And a 4-yard loss it would appear, or a 3-yard loss maybe.
Yeah, this is on the 14 with 6.8 seconds left.
Is it really on the 14? Looks like it's generally that area.
Yes, it is. The referee spotting the ball is standing right on the 14-yard line on the left hash.
So a timeout used, and the Admirals should be out of timeouts.
Yep. Don't think you want to kick it down 4 touchdowns, and I don't think they will.
3rd down, 13 to go.
You can get 2 plays out of this.
Yep.
You could.
You can get 2 plays and just have your field goal unit ready just in case for either the PAT or the field goal attempt.
35, if this is a big if you can get it in the end zone. 35-14, a whole lot better than 35-7 when you're getting the ball to start the second half.
Yeah, sure. We would be thrilled by that score.
14-yard line, 3rd down and 13 to go. Hobson firing, looking for Garfield, can't connect. Left side of the end zone.
Look at that clock. What is we doing with the clock? And yes, Tyler, it is a guy on the field, but I'm yelling at him.
I know you are.
But like Tyler will tell you, look down. Don't look up when you're needing to yell for that.
Bryson Barrett
and
in
they are
coverage.
kick it.
Bryson Barrett in coverage for Maryville. And so, yeah, the Admirals want some points here. There should be some time put back on the clock. TSSAA.org. TSSAA.org. If you'd like to run the clock at these games, check out TSSAA.org.
Tyler's got to get a new shtick. It's getting taken. I love that.
McHugh on to attempt the field goal as
31-yard field goal attempt here for Ryan McHugh. Ryan is 1 of 2 on the year. Both attempts were from 41. The first was blocked, and last week he hit from 41. McHugh has had himself an outstanding career. No doubt going to have an opportunity to kick at the next level. And the ball will be on the near side hash as McHugh kicks right to left, and Maryville is going to use its final timeout.
With 1.2 seconds left on the clock. Stay tuned as Eric is already working on generating stats for the halftime show.
Am I?
I mean, the camera's not on you. You know what, Eric? I was trying to be nice.
Jacobs with 6 yards rushing in the first half. Collier with 4. That's it, guys, on the ground game. 10 yards rushing in the first half. It's hard to win a football game.
How many carries?
That would be on 7 carries for Jacobs and 5 carries for Collier. So 12 carries for 10 yards.
12 carries for 10 yards. That's not a recipe for success, but
you got to see, and yet you still need to run it because you need to.
Yeah,
you got to. You can't just let them tee off on your quarterback.
Yeah.
And
well, and you can also use the passing game to help set up your run game. You can also use the run game to set up your passing game. So I mean, like, it goes hand in hand. Like, sometimes you want to look at it and go, let's just get rid of it, but we can't.
125 yards passing. Since Tyler was saying I was getting some stats together, I'll quickly throw some out there. 1.2 seconds remaining as Ryan McHugh, out of the hold of Noah Haig, sends it downfield and puts it through. Nicely done by Noah Haig. The snap was a little bit high, but Noah got it down, and Ryan McHugh boots it through on the final play of the first half. And Farragut will go to the locker room trailing Maryville by a score of 35-10. The Admirals will get the ball to begin the third quarter. So let's get a 3-minute break here for our sponsors, and we will return with our Precision Door halftime show. Get a look at the drive chart, the first half stats, both team and individual, and scores of interest from around East Tennessee as we approach the midpoint of the 2025 regular season. The Admirals trailing here at Maryville in a Region 2 matchup, 35-10. Back in 3 minutes with more as you listen to Farragut Football, presented by Precision Garage Door Service, a name you can trust.
WFIV 105.3
Okay,
FM.
should we reboot, Dustin?
Farragut, Lenore City.
You're listening to West
Yes, I think we
105.
should.
Okay, let's do it.
Banking should feel personal, and at Hearthside Bank, we make sure it does.
Hang on one second.
With
You don't have
services
to do
designed
anything
for you, from everyday banking to complex.
Dusty said he's back up, so you can rejoin.
Ladies and gentlemen, presenting the 2025 Maryville High School Marching Band.
What's going on? Come on, phone.
By drum majors Noah Jackson and Leah Robbins. This year's show is entitled Baroque Remix.
Why does it want
You
it?
can't handle this, and I'll be back. Featuring the musical selections from two of the greatest composers in the history of Western music, Johann Sebastian Bach and George Frederick Handel. The featured soloists tonight include Michael John Riosa, Andrew Smith, Brody Williams, Connor Fowler, Christian Ashmore, Hannah Nishimura, Dalton Lohr, and Pax Lodo.
1/6 of our federal budget.
All right.
Your retirement savings might not be as secure as you think. Don't leave your future to chance. Discover a wiser tax-free alternative today. Isn't it time you experience the Miser difference? Call Miser Wealth Partners today at 865-281-1616.
You never think about your garage door until there's a little...
Oh, no.
Or even the occasional...
Now that can be good.
That's why the pros at Precision Garage Door Service are available same day with fully stocked trucks to fix it fast. So we can turn into...
Oh my, wow.
Precision Garage Door Service, the name you can trust.
Welcome into our Precision Garage Door Service halftime show from Maryville High School, where the Red Rebel Marching Band on the field performing, and homestanding Maryville leading visiting Farragut in this Region 2 6A matchup 35-10. Maryville opted to receive the opening kickoff. They only had a short field after Torrey Beaufort, a short 37-yard field after Torrey Beaufort's electric kickoff return to begin the ball game. 6-yard touchdown run by Cohen Babley with 7:12 to go in the first quarter put Maryville in front early 7-0. Farragut moved for one first down, then a punt. Julian Melindy, his first punt of the season, 43 yards, no return. Maryville starts from its 19. So an inside the 20 punt for Melindy, but Maryville offensively was clicking as Babley off the right side gained 42 yards getting into Farragut territory, and that was followed one play later on a little touch pass to the man in jet motion, Torrey Beaufort, moving right to left, took the touch pass from Will Jones and went 39 yards to pay dirt as Maryville led 14-0 with 3:48 to go in the first quarter. Farragut 3 and out on its second possession. Melindy with a 40-yard punt, a net of 33. Maryville from its 46. Good starting field position for the Rebels, and they cashed it in. A 7-yard touchdown pass from Jones to Julian Douglas with 37 seconds remaining in the opening quarter gave Maryville a 21-0 lead. So that was twice that Maryville had been down in the red zone. Both times they had converted with touchdowns. Farragut on its third possession of the night picked up a single Hearthside Bank first down. Then they brought on Julian Melindy to punt. However, they faked it with the snap to the up back, Noah Haig. The snap, though, was high, and Maryville seemed to already kind of have the play figured out, but certainly with the high snap kind of threw the timing off a bit. And Haig scrambling to his right through downfield, incomplete, so the ball went over on downs to Maryville at the Farragut 32. The Admirals dropped him for a 1-yard loss on the first play of the possession, but then a 33-yard touchdown pass from Jones to Douglas. So the second touchdown pass from Jones to Douglas, that was the one in which he gave Farragut cornerback Sean Raines a good shove in the back to create some separation down inside the 5 and carried it in to give Maryville a 28-0 lead. That was with 9:14 remaining in the second quarter. So the Admirals, with a touchback starting from their 20, they were facing 3rd down and 6. A couple of runs had gained 3 yards on 1st and 2nd, and then on 3rd down and 6, it was Hobson able to find Garfield on a slant off the left side. The safety had vacated the middle of the field, and Garfield raced 74 yards, longest offensive play of the season for the Admirals as they get on the board with 7:31 remaining in the second quarter. Ryan McHugh's extra point was good. Farragut down 28-7. McHugh then sent the kickoff into the end zone for a touchback, but Maryville would drive 80 yards, a 31-yard touchdown pass, Jones to Douglas. Douglas came wide open over the middle, made the safety miss, and then easy the last 12 to 15 yards with no one else in the same zip code as Douglas scores his 3rd touchdown of the first half, giving Maryville a 35-7 lead with 2:53 remaining until halftime. The Admirals got a great kickoff return from Ethan Farhat out to the 49-yard line. First off, Farhat did a great job just fielding the kickoff because the first 3 had been, or 4 perhaps, had been deep in the end zone, and Farhat had to come sprinting forward to field it around the 5 or 6 yard line. Broke to the left sideline, eluded a couple of would-be tacklers, and then tore through a couple more down the Farragut, in front of the Farragut bench before being ushered into that Farragut bench again near midfield. The Admirals, with time running out on the first half, brought on Ryan McHugh as they moved into the red zone for the first time in tonight's ball game, and McHugh, as time expires on the first half, boots through the 31-yard field goal to make it 35-10 here at intermission. So Maryville scored 21 in the first, 14 in the second. Farragut's 10 points all coming in the second. Turnover-free football, although Farragut did turn it over on downs, but no official turnovers in the first half. I had Farragut with 5 Hearthside Bank first downs, Maryville with 11 Hearthside Bank first downs. The Admirals 2 of 6 on 3rd down, Maryville 3 of 4 on 3rd down. The Admirals 0 of 1 on 4th down, Maryville 1 of 1 on 4th down. One penalty against Farragut, may have missed one, but I have them 1 for 7, Maryville 2 for 25. And again, it's the Rebels leading at home over Farragut, which is set to get the ball to begin the third quarter. The Admirals will receive the opening kickoff of the second half, but Farragut trailing Maryville here at the break, 35-10. Let's get another 3-minute break. We'll return to take a look at the individual stats from the first half on the other side as our Precision Door halftime show continues. You're listening to Farragut Football, presented by Precision Door Garage Door Service, a name you can trust.
Whether you're managing a household or running a business, Citizens Bank has a checking account built for how you bank. Choose from personal and business options. With digital tools like mobile deposit, bill pay, and merchant services. Plus, support from a local team in Knoxville and Lenoir City that understands your goals. Learn more at citizensbank24.com. Member FDIC.
Hi, this is John Blair from Blair House. This time of year is filled with birthdays and anniversaries that call for gifting that is both personal and unique. At Blair House, we offer a wide variety of jewelry, chandeliers, and other unique and hard-to-find gifts for when the gift must be perfect. Blair House, your time-tested connection to the treasures of the past. Blair House, 210 North Forest Park Boulevard in Bearden.
Follow them on Facebook and Instagram. Blair House Antiques, Knoxville.
The Shrimp Dock, Knoxville's premier fresh seafood market, offers fresh seafood entrees at all 3 of its area locations. Po' boys, crab cake plates, fish tacos, shrimp, salmon, and more. Choose an entree, choose a side and a beverage. Dine in or carry it out. You won't regret making the Shrimp Dock your choice for a seafood meal. 3 locations to serve you: Farragut, Bearden, and Alcoa. All locations open at 10 a.m. Monday through Saturday and at 11 a.m. on Sundays. Like us on Facebook for the Fish of the Week and other weekly specials. The Shrimp Dock, Knoxville's premier fresh seafood market.
Hey, it's Matthew Bryan. Trust my local insurance team and me at Bryan Insurance Group for all your insurance needs. Personal or business insurance, our team will find the most affordable rates and coverage you need. Call us at 865-983-8114 or find us online at bryaninsurance.com.
This is Leanne for Valley Plumbing. We are a local family-owned plumbing company specializing in water heater repair and replacement, clogged drains, broken pipes, and most importantly, taking care of you, the customer. We service all of West Knoxville, Loudoun, Blount, and Anderson counties. We offer same-day service, and we want to be your first and your last call. Call us at 213-3360, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, or visit valleyplumbingtn.com.
Looking for a fast quote? How about the right quote? We here at the Mike Dyer Agency can deliver both to help you with your insurance needs. Call us today at 865-966-2111 to learn more, or visit our website at MikeDyerInsuranceAgency.com. And remember, Nationwide is on your side.
Nationwide Mutual Insurance Company and Affiliates, Columbus, Ohio.
Welcome back into our Precision Door halftime show from Maryville High School, where the Red Rebel Marching Band has concluded its halftime performance. And I believe the Farragut Marching Band has its first competition coming up tomorrow. Wish them well in that. As Farragut trailing Maryville here at the break, 35-10. We detailed for you the drive chart and scoring plays, as well as some of the team stats there in the first half. So let's get a look now at the individual stats, beginning with Farragut. And it has been tough sledding, to say the least, on the ground for the Farragut running backs. Just not much there. Nate Jacobs running the ball hard. The freshman, 7 carries, but just 6 yards to show for it. 7 carries, 6 yards. Carter Collier, 5 carries, 4 yards. So 12 carries, 10 yards for the Admirals on the ground. Through the air, Corbin Hobson, 7 of 14 for 125 and a touchdown. Season-long 74-yard touchdown to Max Garfield. Noah Haig, by the way, on the fake punt, 0 for 1 on his pass attempt. So combined passing, 7 of 15 for 125. Max Garfield, the 3 catches, including the 74-yard touchdown. All told, 103 yards on those 3 receptions for Garfield. And Ethan Farhat has the other 4 catches for Farragut, totaling 22 yards. So the Admirals with 125 through the air, 10 on the ground, 135 yards of offense in the first half, which is actually ahead of, as far as the pace, the Admirals coming into this ball game, averaging 221 yards per ball game of offense. So, against a good Maryville defense, 135 you're on pace to well exceed that. We'll see what happens in the second half, but the Admirals have found some success through the air with Garfield in particular. On the Maryville side of the stat sheet, Cohen Babley, 5 carries, 65 yards, including his 3rd rushing touchdown of the season. That was the first touchdown of the night, a 6-yarder for Babley. Torrey Beaufort, 2 carries for 24 yards. Cam Porter, 3 carries for 18 yards. Will Jones, 1 for 3. And Brenton Campbell, 1 for 9. 12 carries for Maryville as a team, 119 rushing yards, including, again, Babley's touchdown. Then through the air, Jones with 3 touchdowns, all 3 of them to Julian Douglas. But Jones hit on his first 5 passes. Very accurate is the Maryville junior. Let's see, so he was 9 of 10, then 9 of 12, 10 of 13, and 11 of 14. So 11 of 14 in the first half for 132 yards and 3 touchdowns. The receptions made by Babley, good for 1 yard. Beaufort caught 4 balls for 65 yards, including the little touch pass that went 39 yards to the house. Colton Faust, 1 catch, it lost a yard. Hudson Jamerson, tight end, with 2 catches for 18 yards. And Julian Douglas has been the biggest problem for the Admirals, the tall outside receiver, sometimes tight end, but 4 catches for 82 yards and 3 Maryville touchdowns for Julian Douglas in this first half. Douglas came into the ball game with no touchdown receptions, so almost looks like they made it a point to get him involved tonight, and he has been just that. Again, 4 catches, 82 yards, 3 touchdowns. Will Jones with 132 through the air, the Rebels with 119 on the ground, and that is 251 yards of offense for Maryville in the first half, again compared to 135 for Farragut. 35-10, Maryville leading as the Admirals returning to the field. Tyler, got a look at what's going on elsewhere around East Tennessee. Send it over to you.
Let's go. Here we go. In 2-6A action, the Hawks of Hardin Valley lead Bearden 10-0 at the half. Oak Ridge has a 28-0 lead over Cleveland at halftime. Red Bank is up on Bradley Central 10-7 in the second quarter. For the first time meeting since 2019, but the 111th meeting overall, Tennessee High leads Virginia High 9-0 in the first quarter. Go Vikings, representing for the state of Tennessee up there tonight. West Ridge leads Daniel Boone 7-0. Dobbins Bennett up on Morristown East 21-0. Science Hill up big at the half, 40-0 over Cott County. Elizabethan is got a 2-score lead over Cherokee. Gatlinburg Pittman 14, Pigeon Forge nothing at the half. Granger County up on Northview Academy 8-0. Sevier County leads David Crockett 27-7. At the half, Volunteer has a lead over Seymour 21-7. Oakdale leads Sunbright 23-6. Austin East is up on Brainerd 14-0 at halftime. Knoxville West bouncing back this week as they have a 41-point lead at the half over Campbell County. Anderson County leads Carter 31-14. Eagleton Academy taking care of business against West Green 41-0. Heritage up on Fulton 20-6. Oliver Springs and Greenback deadlocked at 7 each in the second quarter. Powell leads the Beavers of Carnes 21-3. Sweetwater leads Kingston at halftime 21-7. Clinton and Central tied at 0-0. Apparently there is a lightning delay going on in Fountain City. William Blunt leads the Red Devils of Hall 16-9. McMinn Central up on Scott County 20-7. Meigs County and Polk County. Meigs County leading 24-0 at halftime. Coalfield 56, Midway 7 in the second quarter. In the 106th meeting, uninterrupted, dating all the way back to 1924, Harriman and Rockwood are squaring off tonight. In the half, Rockwood leads 35-6. Oneida leading Tellico Plains 7-0. Cumberland Gap up on Wartburg 19-15. Lenoir City trails East Hamilton 21-14 at the half. Stone Memorial is up on Loudon 21-0 as they are entering halftime. Soddy Daisy trails McMinn County 14-7 in a big-time 3-5A rivalry. Walker Valley and Walker Valley is up on Ooltewah 7-0. Ray County host Lakeway Christian, and they are up 28-20 on the half. good showing for the Lions tonight out there in Ray County. That is a long bus trip, if you all are not aware with that, from I-81 all the way down to Evansville.
Yeah.
That would be a heck of a ride. Signal Mountain leads Sequoia 42-6. Beach trails Upperman 0-7. Cookeville is up on Wilson Central 7-0. CAK trails Silverdale Academy 27-0 at the halftime. And the award for longest road game this week, Macaulay High School down in Chattanooga is hosting Mission Viejo, California, and Macaulay has a 10-0 lead there at the half. So,
all right, thank you, Tyler. And I've got a correction to make. I was sitting here looking at this. I was like, I don't have all of Will Jones' touchdown passes. He had 4 touchdowns. He hit Beaufort on the little touch pass, and then 3 more conventional touchdown passes to Julian Douglas. So I was shorting him a touchdown. That is, he's 12 of 15 in the first half, is Jones, for 165 yards and 4 touchdowns. So that changes the total offense number as well. 165 through the air, 119 on the ground. 284 yards of total offense for Maryville in the first half. And again, that's compared to 135 for Farragut. Let's get a 2-minute break and probably wrap up our Precision Garage Door Service halftime show. We'll return with our, I think we're probably going to be returning with our Rick Terry Jewelry Designs kickoff on the other side of this 2-minute break. Third quarter on the way. Farragut will receive the kickoff, trailing Maryville 35-10. As you listen to Farragut football, presented by Precision Garage Door Service here on West 105.
You never think about your garage door until there's a little... Uh-oh.
Oh, no.
Or even the occasional...
Now that can be good.
That's why the pros at Precision Garage Door Service are available same day with fully stocked trucks to fix it fast. So we can turn into...
Oh my, wow.
Precision Garage Door Service, the name you can trust.
Whether you're cheering on the home team or building your dream home, David's Abbey Carpet and Floors has you covered. From engineered hardwood to luxury vinyl, elegant porcelain to natural stone, David's has the winning design for every room and a championship team ready to help you score the perfect floor. Locally owned and proud to serve our communities from locations in Farragut, Maryville, and Pigeon Forge. Visit David's Abbey Carpet and Floors in store or online today, where the Admirals shop for floors.
Life doesn't run on bank hours. That's why Citizens Bank offers checking accounts with tools you can use anytime, like mobile deposit, debit card controls, and online bill pay. Whether it's for your home or your business, you'll get options that work. And support from people based right here in Knoxville and Lenore City. Explore your options at citizensbank24.com. Member FDIC.
Fantastic customer service, a knowledgeable team, expert craftsmen, and so many 5-star reviews. Hi, I'm Rick Terry with Rick Terry Jewelry Designs. My family and I have been serving West Knoxville and Farragut for well over 30 years. If you've never checked us out, please do. Better yet, come see us for yourself. On the corner of Kingston Pike and Campbell Station Road, look for the topiary of the Big Diamond Ring. Rick Terry Jewelry Designs, we want to be your jewelers. A proud sponsor of Farragut football.
Farragut set to receive the opening kickoff of the second half, trailing Maryville 35-10. By the way, coming up on Monday, it will be Maryville and Farragut in freshman action here at Maryville High School. 6 o'clock JV game will follow at about 7:30. There was no game this past week. A freshman game was scheduled with West, but it did not occur. So the freshmen are 1-0 on the season with a win over Hardin Valley. The JV team, or the combined freshman and JV, 3-1, 3 straight wins for Farragut. And, of course, big challenge for that group as well coming up Monday, because Maryville's underclassmen always outstanding, of course. So, third quarter, Farragut with Ethan Farhat, a couple of yards deep in the end zone, and kicking it away, number 35, Colin Stringer for Maryville. The one time he didn't reach the end zone, Farhat was able to return it to almost midfield. As Stringer approaches sent 2 of 3 into the end zone, make it 3 of 4. Deep into the end zone, Farragut 9 yards deep. Comes down with it, and so Farragut will start from its 20.
Admiral's going to be coming left to right, away from Cedar Street. Offensive line being set with Keener and Bassett at tackles, Hoffer and Julian at guards, and Zooks at center.
Important drive for the Admirals.
Yeah, absolutely.
That all-senior offensive line leading the way.
Huge point in this game. See what the Admirals can do as they come out of the locker room with the first possession of the third quarter. Farragut in motion, left to right. Be 2 receivers to the right, single receiver left. Handoff up the middle. It'll be Nathan Jacobs. And not much doing. Got about the 22-yard line. It's just been tough for the Admirals tonight in the run game, but Jacobs will say a 2-yard gain.
I think 12 yards on 13 carries or so. But yeah, you got to still run it. Jacobs battling hard. Collier was as well.
Pistol formation for the Admirals. Garfield and Farhat to the left side of the formation. Johnny Jacobs to the right side. Heatherly, the H-back, sets up off of left tackle M.J. Keener. Run Jacobs coming right, and he's going to be snowed under, and Farragut may have just gotten an offensive lineman rolled up on. You can tell that Bryson Bassett in some discomfort for the Admirals. He does hop up with a hand from fellow offensive lineman Will Zooks, but no gain on second, and he's going to check out of the ball game, and Farragut's going to get replacement in for Bassett. That's going to be Ian McClay.
Yep. Thought he could continue and then said he couldn't put much weight on it, so came in. So Admirals 2 runs to start the half. Going to have to throw it here on 3rd and 8.
Ian McClay in at right tackle, and Sir is the defensive end on the other side. 3rd down and 8. Showing blitz. Here comes the middle linebacker. Fire over the middle. Farhat makes the catch at the 34-yard line and gets to the 38. Nicely done by Hobson and Farhat as Farragut moves the chains on a 3rd down conversion. A Hearthside Bank 1st down.
Yeah, just kind of set him down in the zone. Found it. Connection. 1st down as Bassett comes back in at right tackle for the Ads.
A 16-yard strike as Farragut moves the chains, and Farhat now with his 5th catch of the night, totaling 38 yards. And Farragut 1st and 10 between the hash marks, moving left to right in this 3rd quarter from the 38-yard line. 2 receivers left, single receiver right, handoff Jacobs, and he's going to be wrapped up and thrown down by Dax Cole, one of those inside backers for Maryville. First man there. 2nd down and maybe 9 to go.
Yeah, if we're lucky. Tough sledding on the ground game for sure. It's still going to run it some to keep the Red Rebel front 7 balanced.
Heatherly, the H-back on the right side. Off of Bassett's hip. As I said, Bassett back in there. Hobson takes the pass, throws left side. Did that hit the ground? It apparently did. Incomplete pass. Farhat trying to make a fingertip catch and keep it off the turf. Could not.
Yeah, a little quick screen, just a little bit underthrown. Farhat hard to pick off the turf. Going to force a 3rd and 10 here.
I think the official had something to say to Cole with the extracurriculars afterwards. 3rd down 10 here. So the Admirals converted 3rd and 8 a moment ago. 3 of 7 on 3rd downs tonight. Don't want to be in this situation consistently. Farragut's been there plenty tonight. Back to pass is Hobson. Throws over the middle. He's got Heatherly open at the 48, and he'll move into Maryville territory at the 44-yard line. Call it the 43. And so the Admirals with a strike over the middle down the seam to Aaron Heatherly. He of the big 46-yard touchdown last week, and another 3rd down conversion. A Hearthside Bank 1st down.
Yeah, the big 6'3", 225-pound tight end. Had a good start to the season. Quiet for a couple games. Really sparked back last week. Good to see him back as he found the big tight end on the seam.
You're seeing a lot of movement from the inside linebackers of the Rebels on bringing pressure in the A-gaps And right there is creating a nice middle open of the field for the slants and the seam routes.
Ball on the near side hash is Farragut in Maryville territory at the 43. Hand off to Jacobs, and he is blasted in the hole as Maryville linebackers. There's a flag. There you go. Little extracurricular. Mason Ball shoving the head of Jacobs into the turf well after the tackle, and the play was over. And so it'll be a loss of a couple on the play, but then a 15-yard penalty against Maryville. They had just warned another Maryville defender a moment ago about some of the similar tactic after a shove of Farragut on the incompletion and the talking afterwards. And so a 15-yard step off. That'll be a Farragut first down, Hearthside Bank first down.
Yeah, they play on the edge. I mean, to say Brody Smith plays on the edge would probably be a vast understatement at tackle for them.
So from the 30-yard line, Admirals moving on this opening possession of the second half. Jacobs behind Hobson in the pistol formation. Heatherly, the tight end, in a three-point stance on the right side. Farragut runs it up the middle. Jacobs fumbled it. Did he get it back? I don't think so. I think Maryville's got it. And indeed, coming up with the football will be the cornerback for Maryville, Bryson Barrett. At the 20-yard line, the Admirals had opened up one of the best holes of the night, but Jacobs was stripped. And Maryville pounces on the loose football after a 10-yard gain. And just like that, a promising-looking drive to start the second half comes to an end as the first turnover of the night occurs.
As you said, Eric, the biggest hole of the night on the run game. You get 10 and then fumble it at the edge as you're coming into the red zone. Really, really nice drive for the Ads, but it's going to be all for naught.
Barrett with the recovery. And so Maryville now from its 20-yard line. First fumble of the year by Jacobs. A little crisscross action. Babley takes it coming left after they faked the handoff going right to Beaufort. And Babley moves to the 26-yard line before he's surrounded and dropped. Second down and 4 upcoming.
Yeah, a little counter crisscross there. Goes to the physical back. Babley gets about 5 or 6.
Babley now with 71 yards rushing on the night. Rebels leading 35-10. Promising looking drive comes to an end on the first turnover of the ball game. And so Maryville with its first possession of the second half. 7:40 to go third quarter as Beaufort sets up as one of two receivers on the left with Colton Faust. Douglas, the big receiver on the right, as well as the tight end. Back to passes Jones, steps up in the pocket, wants to run. He's got the 40, the 45, the 50. Into Farragut territory at the 40. Slipped the tackle, he's to the 30, to the 20, heading across the field towards the end zone, and he's going to go 74 yards to the house. Farragut had 4 or 5 shots. Good cut by Jones caused one of the Farragut defenders in the secondary to lose their footing. But the Admirals couldn't get the quarterback down. And just like that, a good-looking drive for Farragut going one direction abruptly ends. And Maryville, in a couple of plays, scores going the other way.
Yeah, he doesn't do that a lot, but on a little scramble drill after he couldn't find somebody, makes a couple good cuts, runs off the left, cuts it back to the right. Some pretty good blocking, but pretty impressive run there by quarterback Will Jones.
74-yard run by Jones, and on to attempt the extra point. Hudson Jamerson out of Babley's hold, and the snap by Hinderlight, good. And so now Maryville leads 42-10, 7:20 to play in our third quarter. Back with the Rick Terry Jewelry Designs kickoff on the other side of this 1-minute break as you listen to Farragut football, presented by Precision Garage Door Service.
Hi, this is John Blair from Blair House. This time of year is filled with birthdays and anniversaries that call for gifting that is both personal and unique. At Blair House, we offer a wide variety of jewelry, chandeliers, and other unique and hard-to-find gifts for when the gift must be perfect. Blair House, your time-tested connection to the treasures of the past. Blair House, 210 North Forest Park Boulevard in Bearden.
Follow them on Facebook and Instagram. Blair House Antiques, Knoxville.
If you're an LCUB Electric customer, it's time to upgrade. Experience true fiber to the home, the fastest internet available. Get affordable fixed pricing, free installation, no contracts, and local customer service. It's not too good to be true. LCUB is connecting new neighborhoods every month with gig speed fiber internet starting at $69.99 a month, Wi-Fi included. Check your availability now at lcub.com.
Rick Terry Jewelry Designs kickoff, and yet again, senior Colin Stringer for Maryville puts it in the end zone. I think that's 5 of 6 now on the night. Let's see, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, I think that's right, 5 of 6. Let's see, actually, I guess 6 of 7 on the night. But Farragut scrimmages from its 20 as Maryville with a 74-yard touchdown run by junior quarterback Will Jones, leading now 42-10, and that should start the clock to running.
Yep.
30-point margin in the second half. Starts a running clock, and the Admirals get Charlie Noble into the ball game. Charlie with his first carry of the night, and he finds it tough sledding as well. A 1-yard gain met in the middle by Dax Cole. And second down and 9 upcoming for the Admirals.
Yeah, 30 minutes into this game. Usually a little late for Charlie getting his first carry, but yeah, first carry tonight for Charlie Noble, the backup running back.
Two receivers right, Heatherly the H-back, and Garfield a receiver to the left, as Noble sets up off the left side of quarterback Corbin Hobson. Will Zooks with the snap, back to Corbin. Looking near side, fires to Farhat, low, and they'll say he made the catch at the 24-yard line. That'll be a gain of 3. Slid to the ground to make the catch, and it's 3rd down and 6 upcoming.
Yeah, low throw there. Farhat on the out route does a good job securing it for 4 yards. Going to be 3rd and 6.
Admirals converted 2 third downs on that good-looking drive to begin this half before the fumble. So 3rd down and 6, 5:05 to go third quarter. Admirals down 42-10. Hobson, they set up the screen and can't get it to Noble.
He was open.
Threw it behind Noble, incomplete.
Going to force the punt.
So a 3 and out. Admirals Julian Melindy has punted a couple of times tonight. 43 yards, no return, and 40 yards with a net 33. So this is from the 24. Snap comes back from Coleman Parrish, angles it to the far side of the field. Admirals hoping for a bounce, and they got one. It'll roll dead at about the 38-yard line, we'll say. So about a 38-yard punt for Julian Melindy and no return.
4 minutes left in the third, down 42-10. Red Rebels back on offense.
So I'm guessing that's a 38-yard punt if I'm doing my math correct there?
Yep.
Okay.
Come a long way from that C+ in algebra.
There you go. Right? C+. That was a gift.
I was being generous.
JT Allen, the tight end for the Rebels on the reception.
Allen, sophomore, makes his first catch of the night. And they've got the backup quarterback in the ball game now. That'll be number 9, Tyler Sigmund, a sophomore.
Gosh, he's a string bean, isn't he?
Yep. So
can't get a weight on him, but he's light.
1-yard completion, 2nd down and 9 to JT Allen. So Sigmund has thrown 1 touchdown, 2 interceptions, one of those a pick 6. He's also got a rushing touchdown. Looks like he's going to have Cam Porter behind him in the pistol formation. They handed to Porter. Farragut's got Connor Paris trying to bring him down from behind, and does so after about a 3-yard gain. Sets up 3rd down and 6, the 42-yard line.
Yeah, quite a few backups in for the Red Rebels on offense.
Porter, 21 yards on 4 carries for Porter. Here's third down.
Freshman Porter Smith, number 11, in at corner for the Admirals, right here at the near sideline.
Yeah.
So Maryville 3 of 4 on third down tonight. Tyler Sigmund, sophomore, with his first opportunity in a third down situation. Back to pass, being pressured, being sacked. The Admirals Owen Petoskey and Stephen Doubleday meet at the quarterback.
Talk about it continuously. The motor on number 99, he never stops. Gets the sack there, just continual pursuit at his defensive tackle position, continues to lead this Admiral defense.
And we'll see the punter for the first time tonight for Maryville on a 3-and-out series for the Rebels after they bring in some of the youngsters. And on to punt will be Hudson Jamerson.
Farragut back deep for the Admirals, standing on the 30-yard line.
Like to see him get a clean look at a return here.
Max Sir should be the long snapper in this situation, and he is. Punted away by Jamerson. It's a beauty. It's a spiral that turned over and took a huge bounce. Are they going to be able to down that before it goes into the end zone? No. 61 yards, almost, 90% of that on the fly before the roll into the end zone and a touchback. So Farragut starts from its 20-yard line.
What'd you say? 66, right? We were on the, it was thrown the 34.
Okay.
Because it was behind the line of scrimmage, right?
Gotcha.
So yeah, that was a 66-yarder if you're counting at home, and I got a D+ in that one. All right. But I like it when you carry the two, carry the one. Clock still running, 43 seconds left in the third.
Farragut back to work, trailing 42-10, and looks like you got Nathan Jacobs back in the ball game at running back as Hobson back to pass, has time, throws it up deep. He's got Johnny Jacobs. He can't make the catch at the 35-yard line. Jacobs had his fingertips on it and had a step.
Yeah.
And on the post, it looked like they had 6, but he couldn't quite reel it in. Not a bad delivered ball by Corbin. If he put a little more air under it, it would have been an easier catch for Johnny, but I guarantee you Johnny's going to say, I got my hands on it, I should have it.
Yeah, had some backups in at secondary, and Jacobs just runs by the defender, just can't make the connection.
So an incomplete pass will bring the third quarter to an end. 12 minutes to go. Maryville leading Farragut 42-10. The Admirals look good on the opening possession to start the second half, but the drive, as they approached the red zone, came to an end on a fumble recovered by the Red Rebels. Bryson Barrett, cornerback, making the recovery, and soon thereafter it was Will Jones on a 74-yard touchdown gallop, the only points of the third quarter, giving Maryville a 42-10 lead and initiating a running clock. So we're back with the fourth quarter in 30 seconds as the Admirals will have it second down and 10 from the 20. You're listening to Farragut Football, presented by Precision Garage Door Service, a name you can trust.
Fisher Tire has supported the Mission of Hope for years. Mission of Hope is a ministry that provides resources for students and families living in poverty in Tennessee and Kentucky rural Appalachia. You can join us in helping
the light show.
Just Google
I forgot how much you love that.
And click their website for options like volunteering a few hours a week, participate in their golf tournament and other events, or donate funds. You may be surprised how good this makes you feel. Thank you on behalf of the Fisher Tire family.
Went to a football game and a rock concert broke out.
Hate it when that happens.
Red lights flooding the field here as they get set for the fourth quarter. And so now the Admirals second down and 10 will be moving right to left here in the fourth quarter as two receivers left, one right for Corbin Hobson. Nathan Jacobs in the backfield takes the handoff, and Admirals just have not been able to stop Maryville linebackers from coming clean all night long. Tipton McCoy is the man there this time, and he was there at the instant that Jacobs took the handoff from Corbin Hobson.
Yeah, back up, but he looked a lot like the starters, the way he pursued and ripped the ball carrier down.
15 yards for Jacobs now.
Third and about, I'm guessing, a long 11.
Yep, third down for Farragut, which is 4 of 9 on third down tonight. Here comes the blitz. Hobson, after it was picked up, steps up in the pocket. It's going to run.
Block it.
Pick up a block. Garfield gives it to him. There's a first down as he dances out of bounds at the 35-yard line. So a 15-yard gain on the scramble by Corbin Hobson. Hearthside Bank first down.
Yeah, Hobson did a good job of getting through the initial brush, and Garfield made a nice block to spring him there for the first down on the scramble.
Admirals with a third down conversion, and Hearthside Bank first down number 9 of the ball game. Maryville with 12 Hearthside Bank first downs. As the Admirals pistol formation, 2 receivers to each side. Hobson takes the snap, looks, steps up in the pocket, and throws downfield and incomplete. Trying to find Ethan Farragut as Farragut trying to help his quarterback out, making a quick break down the Maryville sideline. But a little overthrown, incomplete. And it'll be second down and 10.
10-15 left in this football game. Maryville up 42-10.
Clock rolls despite the incomplete pass because of the margin being greater than 30 points in the second half. 3 receivers right, single receiver left is Max Garfield. Nathan Jacobs behind Corbin Hobson in the pistol formation as Will Zooks snaps it back, handoff to Jacobs. Jacobs is wrapped up and dropped at the 36-yard line, a 1-yard gain. As getting up off the bottom of the pile for the Rebels is Caleb Millard. 1-yard gain.
No. Watching this Maryville program for as many years as we have, like this defense that they're putting out there this year is very eerily similar to what they used to do. Like, there's not a guy out there that's necessarily like that 6'6", 250-pound guy out there on this defense, and they move to the football so well. As Garfield toe touches right there at the 47.
Yep.
Pulling in the comeback route.
Hobson came out left side and completes it from the 35 to the 47, a 12-yard gain, a third down conversion, a Hearthside Bank first down.
Garfield's had a good game.
He's had an outstanding game.
Played really well.
First catch of the second half, 4th in the ball game, totaling 115 yards. Admirals from the 47-yard line. Bunch formation on the left. Play fake. Hobson comes out right, throws to Heatherly. Heatherly at the 50, moves down to the 46. Good open field tackle across the way by Kevin Carter. As Farragut moves into Maryville territory from the 47 to the 46, a 7-yard completion to Heatherly.
Yeah, you want to get him involved. I love throwing to the tight end, especially a big one that can block and catch. And he did a great job there on the play action. Got dinged up a little bit after the tackle.
So Heatherly checks out. That should mean that Farragut gets into the ballgame. Max Hilton.
Yes.
So Hilton set up as the H-back on the left side off of tackle MJ Keener. 2 receivers to that side as well. Single receiver Jacobs to the right. Back to passes. Hobson being pressured. Lobs it downfield. It's caught by Farragut at the 25-yard line in front of the Farragut bench. And that'll be a first down for Farragut as the Admirals move from the 46 of Maryville down to about the 29, it would appear.
Yeah, you got some junior weapons, Heatherly and Farragut, 2 juniors that really can be electric with the football in his hands as he finds Farragut there.
So another Hearthside Bank first down. Farragut's 11th of the ball game. Hearthside Bank, located on the south side of Kingston Pike, just east of Concord Road. And
offsides, Red Rebels.
Offsides. That'll move the ball to the 25, 24, 24. Admirals inching closer to the red zone. Already approaching the midpoint of this 4th quarter. Trips right, single receiver left is Garfield. Jacobs off to the right of Hobson in the gun. Firing for the end zone. Looks like he might have a man, and Jacobs came up lame. Jacobs grabbing at his hamstring. Might have had a shot at that ball as Hobson threw it nicely to the back corner of the end zone. But Jacobs went down in a heap as he crossed the goal line, and hopefully that was a cramp and not something tearing.
Right. Just a go route, and Like you said, Eric, I think he may have had a chance at it, but pulls up with hopefully cramp.
Farragut has had enough of the hamstring issues. Ethan Farragut did not play in the opener against Sevier County because of a hamstring. Zane Qureshi-Smith has played precious little this year, all because of a hamstring. And they're not stretching Jacobs out, and if you're not sure, then obviously you don't want to flex that muscle. But early returns don't look terribly promising. So an injury on the field in the end zone to our left, 6:32 to play, and Maryville in control here, leading 42-10. The Rebels led 35-10 at halftime. Farragut a good-looking drive to open the third quarter, but the first and only turnover of the ball game. Maryville then quickly went the other way with a 74-yard touchdown run by quarterback Will Jones, and Jacobs is up and being helped off, putting no weight on his right leg. Johnny Jacobs, Farragut Jr. Making his way through the end zone very slowly with the assistance.
Heatherly back in the game after being dinged up for 3 or 4 plays at tight end, playing a little H-back.
Anderson Glover and John Haskins in the game for the Admirals at receiver, as well as Max Garfield, the senior. Ethan Farragut, the junior slot.
I don't think the clock should be running when you're helping a guy off the field. I understand there's a running clock, but injuries are a different matter altogether.
Yeah.
The clock operator needs to be retired.
As the referee now signals for the clock to start.
Well, they started 25 seconds ago, brother.
Back to pass, Corbin Hobson under pressure, throws, floats it down the near sideline, and Garfield is belted as he goes up to try to make a catch in traffic. And the safety, J.D. Mellinson, delivers the blow for Maryville, and now he's a little shaken up. Mellinson, I think, with some contact from his helmet, and he might be a little bit dizzy.
You had a couple Admirals in the same area, and Garfield gets leveled as he goes up to try and catch the football. We've got another Admiral down.
Garfield down after he goes up in traffic on the Farragut sideline down around the 5-yard line. He pops up. He's okay, and hopefully the same can be said here momentarily for J.D. Mellinson of Maryville. He's holding his head after delivering that shot. So he's going to walk off slowly. We'll see when they start the clock.
Yeah, he's kind of dinged up. He was a little confused.
Breaks into a bit of a trot.
Yeah.
So it'll be third down for Farragut.
Clock is rolling.
Nathan Jacobs back in the game in the pistol.
Again, the official says start the clock. It was started 20 seconds ago. Hobson hands off Jacobs up the middle to the 20-yard line and then to the 19, and I believe that's enough for the first down. Farragut needed 5 and got 5. It'll be a third down conversion, a Harside Bank first down, and they're in the red zone.
Those Eagle Eye officials again do their job. Move the chains.
Farragut 1 of 1 in the red zone. That was the field goal on the final play of the first half. So from the 19-yard line, 4:49 to play, handoff to Jacobs. He bounces it left to the 15 and down to the 12. Hanging on to make the tackle for Maryville was Tipton McCoy. And so a 6-yard gain on first, it would appear. And second down upcoming for the Admirals.
Getting some of our best running game going here late.
27 yards rushing for Jacobs as the Admirals scrimmage from the 13-yard line. Second down and should be 4 yards to go.
Bo Weiss loses his helmet, and he's going to have to come out of the game.
Anderson Glover, and for Farragut also John Haskins. The receivers to the right, Garfield to the left. Hand off to Jacobs, and coming off the edge and making the tackle for Maryville will be Preston Bates. Unblocked, Bates crowding the line, comes off the edge, makes the tackle, and I'm not sure, looks like Farragut probably lost a yard.
Forced third down here.
Admirals are 5 of 6 on third down in the second half. And look at third down and feel like the Admirals ought to be in this ball game. 42-10, back to pass is Hobson. Rolls to his right, wants to tuck it and run. We've got flags everywhere. And so one would think Farragut is going to be backed up here.
Yep.
And they stop the clock, which in this instance, I don't believe the clock should be stopped, but maybe it'll even out.
We've got flags, we've got hats, and they're going to call a crackback block.
Yeah, they called 2, a hold and a crackback block. I don't believe he got the first down.
No.
But they are going to, well, they're going to talk about it. Derek's going to talk about it with the officials. He could force the 4th.
Holding.
And crackback block.
Is decline.
Decline.
They will enforce the, looks like it's going to be third down. Take the yardage for the crackback block.
So Farragut with the 15-yard step off. Ball had been, what, around the 13-yard line.
Yes.
As Hobson runs, and so where are they going to move it back to?
28.
Okay. So wind the clock, 2.5 to go. Third down for the Admirals from the 29-yard line.
Third and long.
Looks like they need maybe the 8 or so, hard to tell from this angle. Back to pass is Hobson. Hobson steps up in the pocket, starts to run, and bounces off 2 Rebels and goes down at the 24-yard line. That'll be a 4-yard gain, and here's 4th down and maybe about 15 or so to go.
Yep, looks about right. 4th and 15, a minute 55 left in this one. Admirals got to convert.
So from the 24-yard line, that would mean they need the 9 for the first. 1:45 to play. The Admirals 0 for 1 on 4th down tonight on the season, 6 for 14. It's one of the longer ones, but Maryville's got a number of backups in, of course, but those guys can play some football as well. Empty set for Corbin Hobson with 5 receivers. He's under pressure, throws towards the end zone, and Ethan Farhat makes the catch and then is knocked into the fence. It's a touchdown, and Farhat is going to be okay, I think. Farhat into that support underneath the scoreboard, but they go up top to Farhat, and he scores from 24 yards out, and was good to see Ethan pop up as quickly as he did. That looks scary.
Yeah, in the far back of the end zone, and gets just a foot down and goes into the ravine. And luckily he's all right. Great catch from our biggest playmaker.
So Farragut converts on the 4th down. They pick up the Hearthside Bank first down. They get the touchdown with an even minute to play. Convert in the red zone, as it turns out, on the 4th down conversion. Ryan McHugh out of the hold of Noah Haig. Coleman Parrish the snap. It is good. And Farragut trails now 42-17. Again, 1 minute to play. We're back with the Rick Terry Jewelry Designs kickoff in 1 minute as you listen to Farragut Football, presented by Precision Garage Door Service, a name you can trust.
This is Leanne for Valley Plumbing. We are a local family-owned plumbing company specializing in water heater repair and replacement, clogged drains, broken pipes, and most importantly, taking care of you, the customer. We service all of West Knoxville, Loudoun, Blount, and Anderson counties. We offer same-day service, and we want to be your first and your last call. Call us at 213-3360, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, or visit valleyplumbingtn.com.
Looking for a fast quote? How about the right quote? We here at the Mike Dyer Agency can deliver both to help you with your insurance needs. Call us today at 865-966-2111 to learn more, or visit our website at MikeDyerInsuranceAgency.com. And remember, Nationwide is on your side.
Nationwide Mutual Insurance Company and Affiliates, Columbus, Ohio.
24-yard touchdown pass from Corbin Hobson to Ethan Farragut. And guys, Corbin had a defender absolutely bearing down on him. Stood in there and delivered a nice ball right to the back of the end zone, perfectly placed. Good catch by Farragut, who was pretty well covered.
Yep.
And was able to sneak it in before the back line. And then again, fortunately, Ethan popped right up after what looked like a nasty collision underneath the scoreboard. Everything's in so tight here in Maryville. The end zones as well as the sidelines.
Yep.
It's you can't come to a screeching halt. Here's Ryan McHugh approaching the kickoff. Our Rick Terry Jewelry Designs kickoff, and it will go down to the 5-yard line where it's allowed to bounce, and then is picked up by Brenton Campbell. Campbell is going to be snowed under at the 14-yard line as Farragut had down first, I do believe, Logan Wright. And so the clock should not be rolling now at 42-17, but it is.
Yeah, we're
this poor guy.
The running clock is over, and Eric doesn't like to get on the people like me and Tyler do, but sometimes it's warranted, you know.
Start to finish tonight.
Consistent, though. They're pretty I like the consistency, though. Consistently wrong, but consistent.
Looks like there was a penalty on the Admirals. I missed the call as they pull the ball up to the 30-yard line.
I want to say it was a face mask, but we were not focused.
Maryville from its 30-yard line after the penalty. So we'll say 15 yards stepped off against Farragut. And again, you've got sophomore quarterback and handing off this time as the ball is given to Hayes Davis. And that may be the final play if they keep the clock rolling here. Hayes Davis, a sophomore, with the handoff, moves from the 30-yard line out to...
As the Rebels are already starting to be lined up.
33, we'll say, and that's going to do it. 42-17 will be the final score as Maryville wins its 4th in a row after a season-opening loss to arch rival Alcoa. Back and forth game, could have gone either way. Rebels have since responded with 4 impressive wins. They were impressive here tonight, jumping out to a 21-0 lead after the first. They led 35-10 at halftime. It was 42-10 at the end of the third quarter, and Farragut with a touchdown late. Ethan Farragut, nice reception, 24 yards out on 4th and 15, closes to within 42-17, and I see they put up on the scoreboard that was career win number 100 for Coach Derek Hunt, so congratulations to Coach Hunt. He's one of the good guys. And Farragut falling to 0-5 on the season, but you look at the schedule ahead and consider what the gauntlet that the Admirals have run thus far, and there are wins there if the Admirals can continue to play hard and continue to improve. There were certainly some things tonight that they can build on, but Maryville just too tough here on their home field. Again, they get the big Region 2 victory. 42-17 is our final. We'll return with our post-game show in 3 minutes. As part of that, we will be selecting our Blair House Antiques Players of the Game, so you'll want to stay tuned for that. Again, 42-17, Maryville gets the win tonight over Farragut. Back in 3 minutes with more as you listen to Farragut Football, presented by Precision Garage Door Service, a name you can trust.
WFIV 105.3 FM, Loudoun, Farragut, Lenore City. You're listening to West 105.
You never think about your garage door until there's a little...
Oh, no.
Or even the occasional...
Now that can be good.
That's why the pros at Precision Garage Door Service are available same day with fully stocked trucks to fix it fast. So we can turn into
Oh my, wow.
Precision Garage Door Service, the name you can trust.
Looking for a mortgage that fits your needs? At Hearthside Bank, we offer a variety of mortgage solutions to help you get into your dream home. Whether you're a first-time home buyer or refinancing, our team is here to guide you every step of the way. With competitive rates, personalized service, and flexible terms, we have the right mortgage for you. Visit us today and let's make your homeownership dreams a reality. Hearthside Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Fantastic customer service, a knowledgeable team, expert craftsmen, and so many 5-star reviews. Hi, I'm Rick Terry with Rick Terry Jewelry Designs. My family and I have been serving West Knoxville and Farragut for well over 30 years. If you've never checked us out, please do. Better yet, come see us for yourself. On the corner of Kingston Pike and Campbell Station Road, look for the topiary of the Big Diamond Ring. Rick Terry Jewelry Designs, we want to be your jeweler. A proud sponsor of Farragut football.
Hey, it's Matthew Bryan. Trust my local insurance team and me at Bryan Insurance Group for all your insurance needs. Personal or business insurance, our team will find the most affordable rates and coverage you need. Call us at 865-983-8114 or find us online at bryaninsurance.com.
Fiber internet is faster and affordable now for LCUB electricity customers. Gig speed starting at $69.99 a month, Wi-Fi equipment included. Fiber broadband is the future. Don't be left lagging in the past. Get connected now at lcub.com.
Hi, this is John Blair from Blair House. This time of year is filled with birthdays and anniversaries that call for gifting that is both personal and unique. At Blair House, we offer a wide variety of jewelry, chandeliers, and other unique and hard-to-find gifts for when the gift must be perfect. Blair House, your time-tested connection to the treasures of the past. Blair House, 210 North Forest Park Boulevard in Bearden.
Follow them on Facebook and Instagram. Blair House Antiques, Knoxville.
Welcome into the post-game show here at Maryville High School, where the Rebels improved to 4-1 on the season, now 3-0 in region play as they defeat Farragut by a final of 42-17. The Admirals dropped to 0-5 overall, 0-2 in the region. Next up, Battle of West Knoxville. It's Bearden at Bearden next Friday night. That'll be followed by a home date with Hardin Valley. And then the Admirals go, they have an open date before they go to Cookeville on Friday, October 17th. And then a couple of Thursday night games to finish out the regular season, hosting Oak Ridge on the 23rd and on October 30th, concluding the regular season as another region opponent. Oak Ridge, of course, a new addition to Region 2 6A this year, so that game's a region game, as is the regular season finale, Farragut hosting Cleveland. So right now, Bearden has not won a game this year entering the night. Hardin Valley got a couple of wins against honestly woeful opposition the first couple of weeks of the season. They have struggled ever since. Cookeville is winless entering the night. Oak Ridge, of course, has been playing really good football and got a big win last week over Dobbins Bennett, 33-7. And then Cleveland, the last game of the regular season, the Blue Raiders don't have a win. And so Farragut has played a murderer's row through the first 5 weeks, but things are going to get a little more manageable. And so what are the lessons you can take from this as you move into the second half of the regular season and try to continue to improve, and then also to have the end results that just make it all worthwhile? See Johnny Jacobs down there using crutches, so that's a concern. He pulled up lame in the end zone with what appeared to be right hamstring injury. So we'll wish the best for Johnny, but the Admirals already were without their starting cornerbacks tonight and without their first and second team Mike linebackers. And so you don't need any more injuries at this point, but that's part of the game, unfortunately. But Jacobs, the only player I can recall leaving the field and not coming back tonight. So hopefully, if Jacobs is not able to go next week, the damage will be limited to the one player. Farragut saw Maryville drive on the opening possession of the night, 37 yards after Torrey Beaufort's big kickoff return to begin the game to the Farragut 37. They soon thereafter scored on a 6-yard run by Cohen Babley to go up 7-0. The Rebels on their second possession went 81 yards in 2 plays. Babley ripped off a 42-yard run. Then Jones with a touch pass to Beaufort, who came in front of him in jet motion, took the little tip pass and went 39 yards to the house. Maryville led 14-0 with 3:48 to go in the first quarter. The third possession of the night, Maryville with a 54-yard drive, culminating in a 7-yard touchdown pass from Jones to Julian Douglas. 21-0, Maryville leading with 37 seconds to go in the opening quarter. Fourth possession of the night, Maryville starts in Farragut territory at the Admiral 32 after Farragut faked a punt, and the pass was incomplete, and so the Rebels took over in Farragut territory. The first play lost a yard, and then a 33-yard touchdown pass from Jones to Douglas, who looked like perhaps he should have been called for offensive pass interference, but Farragut didn't get that call, and Douglas had his second touchdown of the night. 28-0, Maryville leading with 9:14 to go in the second quarter. The Admirals responded, facing 3rd and 6 from the 26-yard line. 3rd and 4 maybe. 3rd and 4 from the 26-yard line is what it was. And a slant over the middle to Garfield. Goes 74 yards to the house as the Admirals get on the board with 7:31 to go second quarter, down 28-7 following Ryan McHugh's PAT. Maryville answered with an 80-yard drive, a 31-yard touchdown pass from Jones to Douglas. So Douglas with his third touchdown reception of the first half, making it 35-7 Maryville after Jamerson tacked on the PAT. That was with 2:53 to go in the first half. And then Farragut, as time's winding down, moves into the red zone and kicks a 31-yard field goal by Ryan McHugh on the final play of our first half. 35-10 was our halftime score. The Admirals had a nice drive going coming out of the locker room to begin the second half, but on what was probably the biggest hole opened up by the offensive line tonight, Nathan Jacobs, the freshman, squirted through a hole but was stripped of the ball about 8-9 yards downfield and pouncing on the loose ball. The only turnover of the night, Bryson Barrett got the takeaway for Maryville on the fumble recovery. So the Rebels took over at the 20, and a couple of plays later, it was Will Jones off to the races. The junior quarterback for Maryville sprints 74 yards, eluding a number of would-be tacklers along the way. Jamerson's extra point followed to make it 42-10 with 7:20 to play in the third quarter, and that started the running clock as the Rebels had a 30-plus point second half lead. Farragut would score with a minute to play, a 24-yard touchdown pass on 4th and 15 from Corbin Hobson to Ethan Farhat. Ryan McHugh's extra point making it 42-17. That was your final score this evening. And let's see, 35-10 at halftime, 42-10 at the end of the third, 42-17 the final. One turnover tonight, the fumble by Jacobs, again recovered by Maryville's Bryson Barrett. And I had the Admirals with 13 Hearthside Bank first downs tonight, Maryville with 12. Farragut 7 of 13 on third down. Maryville 3 of 5 on third down. On fourth downs, it was Farragut 1 of 2, the big touchdown pass late, and Maryville 1 of 1 on fourth down. And penalties 3 for 37 for Farragut, for Maryville 4 for 45. Individually for Farragut, we look at that real quickly. Corbin Hobson, a couple of rushes tonight for 19 yards. Nathan Jacobs with 17 carries for 26 yards. Charlie Noble 1 for 1. Carter Collier 5 for 4. So tough sledding tonight in the run game for Farragut. 25 attempts, 50 yards. Through the air, Corbin Hobson 14 of 26, 223 yards, 2 touchdowns. Noah Haig 0 of 1 as he attempted the pass on the fake punt. And so on the receiving end, you had Ethan Farhat had himself a ball game, 8 catches, 82 yards, and a touchdown. And Max Garfield, 4 catches, 115 yards, and a season-long 74-yard touchdown for the Admirals. Aaron Heatherly, also 2 big catches for 26 yards, as Farragut with 223 on the ground, 223 through the air, 50 on the ground, 273 yards of offense tonight. We'll get a look at Maryville's side of the stat sheet here momentarily, but first, pleased to be joined by Farragut head coach Jeff Courtney. And Coach, I was saying, you faced a murderer's row through the first 5 weeks, and can't take anything for granted, obviously, but there's no denying that you just look at the record of the opponents coming up in the second half of the season, and there's some opportunities there that if you continue to play and continue to improve, there's going to be some wins out there for the Admirals, no doubt.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, we try to put a schedule together that's going to prepare our guys for region ball games, and we feel like we've done that. Obviously, we've had a chance to win a few ball games in these first 5. You know, tonight got away from us kind of early. You know, 2 weeks ago at Upperman got away from us, but, you know, we feel like we're a good football team that's got to try to figure out how to win a game. You know, we're still playing some young kids. We've got some older kids stepping up into roles for the first time, and we're getting better. And it's just not happened as early as we would have hoped, but we told the kids tonight after the game we saw some good things. Of course, we got to continue to improve, but we're a good football team, and we ought to put together, you know, a record and a run here to where our goal of ours, whether it shakes out, I know how the playoff pairings are all different this year, but we ought to have a goal to come back over here in the playoffs and play better against these guys and get another shot than what we showed tonight. And so that's a goal that we can make. It's still all of our goals are out there in front of us. Our first one is to qualify for the playoffs. We got 4 region ball games left. A big one next week at Bearden, you know, and we need everybody there to support us and show up because we need to get on a run right here.
Down 3 defensive starters tonight. That's never easy, of course, and I think maybe the only Admiral I said that left the field didn't come back was late there with Johnny Jacobs pulling up with what appeared to be a left hamstring injury. Wish the best for Johnny there. That did not look good as he's on crutches in the post game. But I thought offensively, while obviously as I was detailing, the run game struggled tonight, 25 attempts, 50 yards through the air. Corbin stood in and I thought made some good throws downfield. At the last touchdown, he had the defender bearing down on him and delivered the ball perfectly to the back line of the end zone for Ethan Farragut. But kind of feel like I said something to you yesterday after practice that I felt like Corbin looked like he was throwing the ball as well as he had all season long, and it kind of felt like tonight he took care of the ball.
Yeah, he did, and the timing's one thing, spacing and protection all plays into the passing game, and things have kind of timed up, slowed down for him, as you can see. We try to do some things where we can get the ball out of his hand quicker, earlier, just so he gets into a rhythm of the game. But you're right, protection was better tonight. At times, he kept his eyes downfield. Guys got open. Wasn't clean, wasn't all the best, but, you know, we got to continue to work there. But we made some plays, didn't make enough. We got to figure out the run game. You know, we feel like we're physical up front, but we're just not executing well enough at all times. And it's one thing or this, that, or the other. It's a read. It's not having our eyes up. It's missing a guy on a pull. Whatever it is, we got to figure that out because you need to be able to run the football to win games. You be efficient as an offense. You know, take pressure off your defense. You know, we had too many 3 and outs. You know, too many where we're running it. We're running it, and it's 3rd and 9, and now we're throwing it, and it's, you know, we're off the field or whatever. So got to continue to work there. You know, we tried to be patient with it again tonight, but again, obviously, you know, they got up 21-0 by the end of the first quarter.
Right.
You know, we'd like to try to run the ball 30-plus times, but we got to be efficient when we're doing it. So we got work to do there.
So Bearden's next, looking ahead, and it seems like it comes at a great point given how the season has gone, because typically Bearden's going to get Farragut's full attention, and no time for anybody to feel bad about the way the first half of the regular season went, because here's kind of your arch rival and a game that would be a perfect opportunity to serve as a pivot point for this season.
Yeah, well, it's a region ball game, you know, and it's a team that we're very familiar with. Of course, Coach Taylor's back. And so it looks like they're kind of doing what they were doing that he's always done. You know, they've evolved a little bit since he was there last time. But basically what they did with Deshaun Bishop and their passing game that they've always done. You know, defensively, they're very multiple. So we'll see. We got to get back to work on Sunday. You know, I told the guys, let this one sting here tonight, you know, but let's flip the script. Let's get ready to go Sunday. And let's get ready for a run, you know, and put ourselves in a position, because we got 4 of our last 5 games are all playoff games, region games. We want to be in the playoffs. We still have an outside chance of hosting a home game. We got to go take care of business the next 4 or 5 weeks.
And I thought it was a great indication of where sort of the team's mindset is, that you said that the team, I guess, voted on whether or not to come in early Wednesday morning or to have the afternoon practice, a half day or what have you. And so, usually kids don't want to necessarily be in at 6 o'clock in the morning. But
I told you that. I thought that was good. They stepped up right at the end of the day on Tuesday. Of course, we had to go inside the last 15 minutes of practice on Tuesday for Lightning, and I think it was Will or one of the guys, the leaders said, "Coach, can we vote to come in the morning?" And I said, "Well, guys, we're either working out, but if we're practicing, we got to be here at 5:45. We'll be on the field at 6:30." And they all emphatically were like, "Yeah, we'll be here in the morning." Yeah. Just a little bit different day with it being a half day. They got out at 12 o'clock, so I think some of them kind of enjoyed just having the afternoon off. But we had good practices all week. Like I said, the early part of the game tonight got away from us. Of course, they're a good football team. They've got dynamic playmakers. We talked about in the pregame. We can't give them opportunities in special teams. And what do? The first kick, he fields it on about the 2-yard line, and hits a hole and makes 2 guys miss, and he's down the sideline, and so they get a short field. So that's just who they are. They're a good team, good offensively, good defensively. They got dangerous return people. We got to play better, but we got to have a goal set for ourselves where we come back here in a few weeks, whenever that is, playoffs, try to come over here and play better and see these guys again.
Yeah. Well, again, I thought the early morning practice was sort of a good reflection on the mindset of the team, and hope that continues. I feel confident that Bearden will have Farragut's full attention.
Absolutely.
And that'll be a good spot on the schedule for this game to come up. And again, a great opportunity to kind of look at, hey, it's just like a game. First, a tale of 2 halves, right?
Yep.
Second half of the season.
Yep.
Get it going.
Yep, that's our mindset. Every week we're trying to be 1-0 each week, so we'll come back in Sunday as we always do. We'll make corrections. We'll start early install, and then we'll turn our script and focus to Bearden.
Jeff, Coach Courtney, appreciate you, buddy. Appreciate you coming up after a hard night.
Thank you.
42-17. The Admirals fall tonight to Maryville. They're 0-5 on the season, 0-2 in region play. Maryville improves to 4-1 overall, now 3-0 in Region 2 6A action. As we say, Farragut will be at Bearden next Friday night, 7 o'clock kickoff. We'll have the pregame show at 6. We always do a little extra pregame, an extra 15 minutes. Customarily, our pregame show runs 45, but for the Battle of West Knoxville, an hour pregame show next week. So 6 o'clock, the start of the broadcast, and kickoff to follow at 7 from Bearden High School. Meanwhile, for Maryville, next week they will be at Hardin Valley, and then you look ahead, Maryville also is playing Cookeville. It's interesting that both Farragut and Maryville playing Cookeville as a non-region opponent this year. But again, that's farther down the schedule for the Admirals. They got Bearden next week, then Hardin Valley at home, at Cookeville after the open date, then at home against Oak Ridge on a Thursday, and at Cleveland on a Thursday night to conclude the regular season. As we say with Coach Jeff Courtney here, there are some wins out there to be had if Farragut just continues to work and improve. And tonight, although, again, when you kind of fall under a landslide of points early in the ball game, it's hard to sometimes find those improvements. But you go back, you watch the film, and you'll see it. And I think definitely one of the things we can point to is Corbin Hobson protecting the football tonight, his decisions. Some of the throws, nobody's perfect, right? But I thought his accuracy was pretty good tonight. His decision-making was definitely good tonight. And big games from a couple of receivers helping Corbin out, as Ethan Farragut had the 8 catches for 82 yards, Max Garfield 4 catches for 115. So those young men stepped up, and they may need to step it up even more if Johnny Jacobs isn't available, as well as the rest of the supporting cast, guys like John Haskins and Moses Burnett and Anderson Glover in Jacobs' absence, if he is indeed out for a while. He, again, did not look good as Hobson threw into the end zone for Jacobs, and he suddenly came up grabbing at his left hamstring. So we'll hope the best again for Johnny, but the Admirals are looking ahead now to Bearden and the Battle of West Knoxville next Friday night. So let's see, individual stats for Maryville. That's where we were before speaking with head coach Jeff Courtney. 6 carries for Cohen Babley tonight for 71 yards, including a touchdown. Torrey Beaufort, 2 carries for 24 yards. Cam Porter had 4 carries for 21 yards. Will Jones, 2 carries, 77 yards, including the 74-yard touchdown run. Tyler Sigmund, the backup quarterback for Maryville, was sacked for an 8-yard loss. Brenton Campbell, 1 carry for 9 yards, and Hayes Davis on the final play of the game carried for 3 yards. his lone carry of the night. So let's see, that's going to be 477, 98, 122, and 193 rushing tonight for Maryville. Then through the air, Jones goes 12 of 15 for 165. Sigmund goes 1 of 1 for 1 yard, so 166 passing yards tonight, making the receptions for Maryville. Beaufort had 4 for 65, including a touchdown. Cohen Babley 1 for 1. Colton Faust 1 for -1. Hudson Jamerson 2 for 18. J.T. Allen 1 for 1 yard. Julian Douglas had the big night. 3 touchdowns tonight for number 88 in red, as Douglas totaled 4 catches for 82 yards. So 193 and 166. It's going to be 359 yards of total offense tonight for Maryville compared to 273 for the Admirals. For a look at what is or has gone on elsewhere around East Tennessee on this week 5 of the high school football season, here's Tyler Carr.
All right, let's check in the scoreboard here tonight. Hardin Valley leads Bearden 24-7 in the fourth quarter at last update. Oak Ridge knocks off Cleveland 35-7. Bradley Central has come back and had a 21-10 lead over Red Bank. Tennessee High defeat is up 36-0 over Virginia High at halftime. West Ridge leads Daniel Boone 21-0. Dobbins Bennett blanks Morristown East 35-0. Science Hill was up 40-0 at half over Cott County. It was not up, score was not updated anymore. Elizabethan at last time had a 24-0 lead over Cherokee. Gatlinburg Pittman is winning. I don't know if you want to call it the Battle of Sevier County, but they were leading Pigeon Forge 14-0. Granger trails Northview Academy 14-8 in the fourth quarter. Sevier County has a 55-7 lead over David Crockett. Volunteer was leading Seymour at the half 21-7. Oakdale up on Sunbright 23-6. Austin East stretched their lead out in the fourth quarter 21-0 over Chattanooga Brainerd. West still leading Campbell County 41-0 at half. Anderson County up on Carter 31-14. Eagleton Academy knocks off West Green 47-15. Heritage pulls away from Fulton a little bit more 27-12. Gibbs and South Doyle tied 21-all late in the fourth quarter. Oliver Springs Greenback tied at 7. Powell up on Carnes 21-3. Sweetwater was defeating Kingston 21-7. Central and Clinton got a late start due to a lightning delay before half. Central leads Clinton 14-7. Halls leads William Blunt 21-16. McMinn Central over Scott County 33-14. Meigs County knocks off Polk County 38-8. Coalfield defeats Midway 63-7. Rockwood in the fourth quarter has a 49-12 lead over the Blue Devils of Harriman. As noted, this is the 106th consecutive meeting between those two schools, uninterrupted all the way back to 1924, which means that Eric was about 3 years away from calling his first game.
Yeah.
Okay, I had to get that one in on him. I was hoping for a better reaction. Oneida leads Tellico Plains 24-14. Wartburg comes back from a 4-point deficit in the halftime to take a 3-point lead over Cumberland Gap 22-19. East Hamilton 35, Lenore City 14. Stone Memorial spreads out a little bit more of a lead, 28-14 over Loudon. McMinn County over Saudi Daisy 14-7. Walker Valley up big on Ottawa 41-6. Lakeway Christian is trailing Ray County 49-20. Signal Mountain knocks off Sequoia 49-12. Jefferson County taking a long road trip out to Mount Juliet in the second quarter. It is 14 for the Patriots, 7 for the Golden Bears. Upperman trails Beach 21-14 at half. Cookville's up on Wilson Central 21-0. CAK is trailing Silverdale Academy. I believe it's 41-21. And then Mission Viejo, California, travels out to play McCallie down in Chattanooga, and they will be heading back to California, a loser tonight, as I think McCallie knocks off Mission Viejo.
All righty. Thank you, Tyler. And so that Bearden Hardin Valley was...
It was not quite final, but it was in the fourth. And it was 24-7.
Hardin Valley.
Hardin Valley, yes. You're making me... I'm second guessing myself now. I'm going to double check.
All right.
Region 2.
Well,
It is now final, 24-7, Hardin Valley over Bearden.
Okay. 24-7, Hardin Valley. That is, I think, the Hawks' first region win in about 4 years. So it has been a while. And so Hardin Valley gets a region win tonight. Of course, Maryville won here this evening, improving to 3-0 in the region. And Oak Ridge was up big on
they defeated
Cleveland.
They defeated Cleveland 35-7.
The only thing worse than losing on a Friday night is to have to travel 2,000 miles back home. So, Mission Viejo, get home safe after a tough loss in Chattanooga.
Yeah. Although, that could be kind of a fun trip despite the, I guess. You see another part of the country, right? It's not like last night where I think it was, who was it? Jellicoe. Jellicoe went to Hampton. You guys know that's like 3 hours and 20 minutes.
Wow.
On a Thursday night. After a game is over, you got a 3-hour and 20-minute drive back, and they're region opponents. How about that for TSSAA structure?
There's no way that there's a good route from Jellicoe to Hampton.
Yeah,
either.
and they got
school Friday.
They got beat 48-0. So how about that bus ride back? So
I bet Macaulay's putting them up. You know what I mean? Like they're putting them up for a couple of days. Like they're not putting them back on a plane.
They're taking them to the Little Debbie factory.
They're seeing Lookout Mountain tomorrow.
That aquarium's underrated, honestly. Enjoy that aquarium, man, please. Yeah.
42-17. Again, 273 total yards tonight for Farragut, 363 for Maryville as the Rebels led 35-10 at halftime and win at 42-17. Guys, offensive player of the game. We have, I think, recognized both of the big-time receivers tonight in previous games. Ethan Farhat and Max Garfield. We have recognized Garfield in the Sevier County game, and Farhat, I believe it was in the Upperman game. There really wasn't much to choose from in that game, but he was far and away, Farragut's biggest producer on the offensive side of things that night. And so it just kind of feels like, to me, Corbin Hobson had himself, I thought, a pretty solid ball game tonight, distributing the ball, taking care of the ball, and 223 yards passing, 2 touchdowns. Stood in there in the face of some pressure, got a couple of big scrambles, 2 rushes, 19 yards. To me, it feels like this is a night to recognize your quarterback, Corbin Hobson, especially considering his favorite targets tonight have already been recognized this year.
Yeah, and I thought he battled pretty well. He always scrambles to his best ability, but obviously the two big receivers made plays, and that was running game wasn't much, right? So you had to do a lot with not a big running game. So I thought he battled on a tough night, and maybe the Admirals as a whole really battled. So that's probably a good choice, Tyler.
And I think also you look at it and you think of Garfield had an outstanding night. He had, 5 for 125, I think, or something around there?
4 for 115.
4 for 115, including a season-long 74-yard touchdown on that slant.
Beautiful.
If Corbin doesn't put the ball there, it's not going to help none.
Yeah.
So I think that Corbin is well-deserving on that tonight as well.
Okay, so he will be our Blair House Antiques player of the game. Should we go leave it at that?
Defensively, it's open for interpretation, yeah. I think we've already, you could say Owen every week, right? We've done Owen, right?
Yeah, recognized Owen.
I guess Palategi is a guy I could throw out there. I thought he battled. He always battles, right?
And Connor Paris.
Yeah, Palategi was in there a lot tonight, and I think that, once again, Luke Dinkle did great as well. He made some plays happening. Anderson Glover, Sean Raines, they came in there, and this is not your first. You will never find a football player in this area that's going to say, "Hey, my debut in varsity is going to be at Maryville."
Yeah.
No, I don't want. Not many kids are going to say, "Yes, I want that to be my first night," especially at cornerback. And so those two to stay in there and do the things that they did tonight is commendable.
And I knew Maryville would be good, but from what I saw tonight, I'm not sure how they lost that Alcoa game, but this is a lot of firepower on this Maryville team. And the way they stopped the run, they're always good, but this is a team that has a chance to win 6A for sure.
Yes, sir.
Well, I tell you what happened in that Alcoa game is they just ran out of time. It was a back-and-forth game throughout, and it was really anybody's game. And the way the clock wound down and the situation Maryville was in late, as time was running out on them, they basically had to heave it to the end zone from about 30 yards out or whatever, but had led much of that game, and it was just back-and-forth game. Great high school football game. They came up a little bit short, but they haven't been short since then. 4 straight wins for the Rebels, 3-0 in the region. They win tonight 42-17. Farragut falls to 0-5 overall and 0-2 in the region. We recognize Our player of the game, quarterback Corbin Hobson, 14 of 26 for 223 yards, 2 touchdowns. Appreciate Blair House Antique sponsorship of our player of the game. And we'll just leave it at that. We throw out some sort of honorable mentions on the defensive side, but tonight I'm not sure there's really anybody that stood out on that side of the ball so much. And we've done that before where we don't always pick multiple players. So we'll look forward to next Friday night. And again, a 6 o'clock start on our pregame show, special hour pregame show for the Battle of West Knoxville. Bearden losing tonight falls to 0-4 on the season. They lost, first of all, they had their game against West canceled due to weather. That was the same day, that Saturday, that Farragut played at Carson Newman against Sevier County. Of course, they were playing here in town, and fortunately we avoided that, but lightning in the area ended up canceling that game. So they didn't play West back on the 23rd, and so their opener turned out to be at Alcoa, where they lost 63-13. Fell to Maryville 56-0 a couple of weeks ago, and then lost to Science Hill last week 35-0. Tonight, Hardin Valley gets the better of Bearden, so they will be 0-4. It'll be, I don't know when the last time is Farragut and Bearden squared off, more than a couple of weeks into the season, and they were winless.
Yeah.
But somebody's going to be getting their first win next Friday night, and obviously we're hoping that it is the Admirals and that it can start a turnaround for Farragut's second half of the season.
Do we feel good about being in the press box, or do we expect to be somewhere in the parking lot?
I would suspect that we will be in the stands, just to make sure that you stay grounded and and humble and
0-5. Make sure you stay humble. We will.
So we look forward to it. Always a great setting for high school football or any athletic event when Farragut and Bearden meet. And so next Friday night, Farragut and Bearden, from Bearden, 6 o'clock our pregame show, 7 o'clock the kickoff. Tonight the Admirals fall to Maryville 42-17. For Dusty Street, back in our WFIV studios, for Nick Blankenship behind the camera, Tyler Carr, Brett Clendenin here in the press box alongside. And for Coach Jeff Courtney, appreciate Coach coming up and chatting after a tough loss. I'm Eric Gerhardt. We say thank you so much for listening. We wish you a good night, a safe and enjoyable weekend.
Farragut High School football. The presenting sponsor, Precision Garage Door Service.